1, 2, 3, testing. We are live. Hello, my friends, and welcome to this Juve therapy stream, a very special one, because a lot of things have happened since, since yesterday, basically, because in the last 24 hours has been absolutely crazy, and it is more to come. We're just getting started, and we haven't even had the Euros yet, and we haven't even started on the transfer market, but it's already so crazy. We have enough to talk about at least for the next 3 to 4 hours. So it's going to be great fun. With me, I have Mr. Daniel, my good friend from the United States of America. How are you doing, my friend?
Thanks for having me. I'm doing well. Thanks.
Good. First question to you. Of course, we'll go straight into it because no time to lose there. Massimiliano Allegri. This is basically the story that broke out today. According to Romeo Agresti, Di Marzio, all the big guns say that Allegri will return to Juve as a new head coach, and which means basically that Pirlo's tenure at Juve will be rather short this time. What is your thoughts on Allegri? First of all, are you a fan?
Well, first of all, let me say I would believe it only when I see Juventus Twitter channel or other official social medias would put it out. I have been stung more than once, like with Axel Witsel and all the other ones saying that it's done, and all of a sudden they show up in Kiev or somewhere else.
But imagine if he so let's say if
I agree that it from all intents and purposes it sounds like it's a fait accompli, and it's going to be become official very, very soon. I am a fan. I think he is in obviously I have not had the experience of seeing Juventus play in the 80s under Trapattoni, so I can't attest to that, but he is top 2 for me in all-time Juventus coaches. I think short of Trapattoni, some people say like top 3, him, Trapp, and Mr. Lippi to be the top 3. Because I haven't seen that much Juve under Trapattoni, I put him top 2, and only top 2 because he lost those 2 finals. Had he won even one of them, I would have said he is the best coach that Juventus have ever had. We won so much under Juventus won so much under Allegri, but more importantly, we became a team to be feared in Europe. None of the teams wanted to confront us. None of the teams wanted to draw us in the elimination rounds of Champions League. And so for those reasons, I have massive respect for Allegri. I'm sure I'm record saying less savory things about him after some frustrating games.
Well, so did I, so it's okay.
Yeah, but that's what being a fan to me means. It is a realm of being a little bit less logical and a little bit more emotional. So I think that is allowed. I think overall, when you try to make pass judgment on coaches, you have to incorporate their entire career path, and don't get hung up on episodes like Cardiff or I don't know, whichever very few times that Juventus actually lost under Allegri you want to pick up. So very, 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 very much one of the top coaches that Juventus have ever seen. Having said that, I don't know how I feel about his return. I think this sends a very different signal after 2 years of trial and error that essentially squandered hundreds of millions of euros to revamp a squad and reorient it toward something different.
Right now, the thing was different to 2 years ago, though, was that once, I mean, maybe even 5 or 7 years ago, was once Allegri was appointed, there was a structure built for Allegri to continue the legacy or continue domination, so to speak. Right now, Allegri is being appointed under different circumstances. This is a different squad. We haven't won the Scudetto. The club is pissed. The fans are pissed off. It is a new generation of players. Of course, the finances is nowhere near as they were when Allegri first joined us for the first time. Would you say it's much more difficult for Allegri now to succeed with Juve? Of course, it's always hard to continue dominating. They always say this. It's always hard to win the next Scudetto, the Scudetto after that. But would you say that this time around it's probably the most challenging appointment for Allegri? Not for Juve, but for Allegri himself.
Yeah, although I would say he has he took over a really kind of decrepit, aging Milan and managed to make them champions. In fact, they were the last team to win before a decade of Juventus dominance. And he did it with I would say, really kind of already in retirement team. And he in his 5-year stint with Juventus, he also proved that he can do it very easily in a different setting. So I have no doubt with regards to his abilities, but there are a few things that have changed. As you said, one is the squad. Squad is nowhere near. I think we would probably have less than 2 or 3 players who started under Allegri at the end of the 2018-2019 season when he left than we will have starting 21-22. So it's a completely different squad. The mentality, it has been affected by kind of wandering through different coaches for 2 years. But I think the most important question is, since the streak has broken, I don't think it's a big deal if we don't win the Scudetto next year, and take it back in 2 years. That's not a big deal. I think the most relevant question is, can he take us to the zenith of European football? Can he win it on his second stint? And I think that might not end up being entirely determined by him. If you look at 2015 final, that was the era of dominance of the Spanish league. Now, I would argue it's the Premier League. Look at this upcoming final. Look at 2 years ago, an all English Europa Cup as well as Champions League final. So the center of gravity has shifted, and that means that the approach should be different. And I don't know. I honestly, I don't know whether he would be able to adapt. I mean, if anything, he's the master of being pragmatic and adapting to new situations. But there are just so many unknowns that I don't think you can just paint it with all with one white brush and say he's going to be success or he's going to be an abject failure.
The thing is, which is interesting with Allegri is his ability to win matches. His criticism is towards his style of play, but then he lovely counters it. Well, I love his saying with the circus narrative, the fact that if you want to have entertainment, you go to circus, but I'm here to win football matches. And that's exactly what he did with a great squad, probably, well, the best squad in Serie A without a doubt. So we were on our way to losing the Scudetto to Napoli at one season, but then we eventually won it anyway. We had that comeback season, so he proved that he can get stuff together. If things are starting to trouble, he will come in and, well, fix those issues. And I think that was my favorite season of Allegri, personally, because of his comeback of the whole squad as well. But his ability to win matches is what he's renowned for. But that last season, and I see people in the chat, I saw people earlier in the comment section from my previous video where I announced Max Allegri, very skeptical about Allegri because of his last season, because he could not play, he could not dominate, or he could not win the Champions League with Cristiano arriving, with Dybala there. Fair to say we did even worse once Cristiano arrived in the Champions League than we did the year before, because we went to the Champions League final. So what is your take on the situation with Cristiano? Because let's face it, we have a lot of fans out in the world Cristiano fans who want to know if he stays or he leaves, since Allegri just arrived. Would it have any effect on Cristiano even?
I think it does. I have no doubt that they have, like, behind the scenes, they have talked, both Agnelli, Allegri, and Cristiano. They have discussed this, I'm sure. I got the sense in his last season, which was the first season with Ronaldo, that I mean, let me say this up front. No one says no to Ronaldo. Okay, no, you should be mad not to have a player who guarantees 40 goals a season not in your squad. That's just baby talk. I don't have any respect for that. However, you have to factor in. You have to think about, like, the age of the player, the prospects. Who do you have alongside him, and how do you incorporate him? And I think I got a sense in Allegri's last season that he looked annoyed, he looked irritated. He did his best. In fact, Ronaldo had an exceptional season under Allegri. He scored all of our Champions League goals elimination round, all of them, against Atletico and Ajax, right? And so he had a very good season in Europe. We frankly lost to some stupidity from João Cancelo and an enormously over talented Ajax, but he looked at other times. And one game that I particularly have in mind is when we got knocked out at the Coppa by Atalanta. And he looked annoyed. The team looked disorganized, and this was very un-Allegri. That was not something that I expect to see of him. And I think I'm just speculating, but I think he was not the first person who said, "Oh, we should go all in for Cristiano Ronaldo." The opportunity presented itself. I understand the business aspect of it. I know that he essentially brought more than what we paid for him to the club. Look at the new sponsorship deal we got from Adidas, the new sponsorship that we got from, I think, Sky Games that season. And he's just massive. He brings in revenues. I have no doubt about that. However, I think the idea that Allegri may not want Ronaldo in a long term, because from what I'm hearing, he's signing a 4-year contract, and a 4-year project doesn't sound absurd to me. I can totally see him say, "Listen, yeah, he's a great striker. He's a leader. I understand all the positives. However, I want this player, and I think we should let him go." And it's not like he's going to have trouble finding a new club. Based on what I'm hearing, it looks like Man U, especially after losing another final under Solskjaer, might be open to getting him back. Ideally, the Pogba fan in me wants a straight swap, but I don't know if it's going to happen. And let me remind everyone that even a straight swap with Pogba relieves a lot of funds, still frees up a lot of resources for us, because Pogba is not going to be on nearly as high of a salary as Ronaldo, and I don't think the transfer fees also going to be an issue. There's also mentions of PSG I think it's very reasonable, especially if they can't hold on to Mbappe. He's going to fill up that left flank very nicely.
There is a comment from Marco here. By the way, guys, thank you so much for joining. I see a lot of people are in the stream already watching this. Just smash a like on this, and please comment your thoughts on Allegri rejoining Juve and potential consequences for Cristiano, Dybala, whoever. Marco has a good one here. One other thing that is that he's growing the young talents, basically, that we sold. Play with Allegri, especially his baby boy Kin. Yes, he created the thing about Moyes. Yes, I mean, the thing is with Allegri also, I remember there were tweets, there were news about Fagioli 2-3 seasons ago when Allegri still was a coach, and Allegri was highlighting Fagioli as the next big thing because he saw the talent in the youth. In our youth system, so did Moise Kean. Moise Kean also himself praised Allegri highly, because of basically being more or less a father figure to Moise, which basically is a big L to his actual father. But it's fascinating how our young players go out and praise Allegri more of not necessarily as a coach, but as a person, as a man, as a role model. So for our young squad, which is De Ligt, which is Federico Chiesa, even though he looks like he's been playing for ages. Bentancur might even get Kulusevski, of course. Fagioli, will he now stay? We don't know. We'll see if Locatelli will arrive. He's also a young player. So we have a lot of young guns. So yeah, I don't know. I'm optimistic.
I mean, you have every reason to be. He's a great coach. Just look at who was courting him. Real Madrid. They don't go after. Look at who they hired prior to Allegri, and what their standards are. So we're not getting a bargain coach at a cut price. In fact,
I said that actually, but if Allegri is signing for any other club than Juve, I would fear that particular club because of Allegri.
Yeah, 100%. In fact, yesterday. So here's my conspiracy theory. As of yesterday, there were rumors that Inter is actually going all in for Allegri. And that was the only time that I hesitated back in Pirlo, because the only situation that I can see Inter being a threat to the Scudetto challenge next season was either Conte staying or Allegri going to Inter. Outside of that, I don't see any way with the amount of financial trouble. Because Allegri, I mean, Conte would have not stayed anyway because he's just is Conte. But Allegri would have happily gone in and did what he did with the team that Conte left. Incidentally, the Juventus of 2014. I don't know if you remember this, but he actually, in one of his interviews, he said that when I was signing my contract with Juventus, I said, "Is there a Champions League bonus in this?" And they looked at me and said, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "What if I win the Champions League?" And they laughed at me. So the management, even the management, did not believe that he could come in first season, get us to the Champions League final. No. But he does, and he's that kind of coach. He can retool players. He can rethink tactics that may not under different coaches work, and with like minimal adjustments, he can make a team click. So I was very much afraid, and I think one of the reasons that Juventus pounced was this rumor of Inter going in with a higher offer. I can totally see in my mind how it worked out with Agnelli getting a call from Mad Max saying that, "Hey, listen, I have this $11 million contract offer. What do you think? Should I get it? Should I accept?"
No, but the rumors are that he actually accepted the lower salary for Juve.
Yeah, that's true. Inter was offering more, but I mean, no one would go to Inter, honestly. It's not because I'm a Juve fan. Just look at what's awaiting them. When the president himself says we need $90 million and a 20% salary cut right after you winning the Scudetto, it means you overstretch yourself. It means that you're drowning. No one would go there, especially if there's a better project available. And I totally, I can, again, from his standpoint, I totally understand why he accepted. But I don't know. I'm just thinking we spent 2 years, we squandered 2 years of Ronaldo's salary. We kind of sacrificed Dybala's project and development. We did so many things in service of changing the philosophy, and we were back to square one.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought, and it's ironic because I think had Juventus not made it top 4 and lost the Coppa, Pirlo would have stayed. And I think I wanted him to stay. I think that would definitely no Champions League meant $80 million down, and no Coppa meant that everyone kind of like mentally accepted that we're no longer that unbeatable team and we have to adapt. But I think, ironically, winning 2 trophies and make it to the top 4 was Pirlo's ultimate undoing.
Do you think the rumors started earlier with Allegri? Since let's see if I can find the picture that was taken.
Did you see that picture of Agnelli in the Partita della Core, where he is hugging Allegri, and in the background, Pirlo, who is his teammate, is kind of looking at them? That was just hilarious. I'm sure there were, like looking back, it would mean. But listen. I think based on what I read, it looks like Allegri is a very close friend of Agnelli. I'm sure they have had talks, especially because he was not committed to other teams. So like it was very easy for Agnelli to pick up the phone and call and say, "Hey, listen, we kind of screwed up against Porto. I don't get the most confident feel from Pirlo at the helm. What are your thoughts? What do you think we should do?" Not like saying, "Oh, come on in and like take over this week," but what are your like general thoughts? And I'm sure they have been in communication, and this was not like a kind of like all of a sudden discussion and appointment. I'm sure it's been in the works for months. Inter's offer might have accelerated it, but I think this was in the works for a long time. Yeah, I saw that picture.
Yeah. This was in Turin a couple of weeks ago. Even before this rumor, there was just talks between Max Allegri, Fabio Grosso is there, interestingly enough, and of course Cherubini, our new sporting director, which is also interesting. The fact that the whole thing kind of turns into place. You kind of understand where it all began. It maybe began on this very this very table right there. So maybe we will see Allegri as a head coach and Fabio Grosso as assistant coach. We don't know. Maybe we'll see Fabio Grosso as a coach for Juventus Women. I don't know. But
I thought they already went after someone for coaching the women's team. No, they already picked a Scott. Is it a Scottish guy? No,
yeah, probably. I don't know. It's not official, at least. But
not official. Okay.
Yeah, it's not a here we go. not yet, anyway.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. So it's it is interesting, and we have also a question from Mr. Divial. Zidane or Allegri? What is the difference between them? And this is a very, very good question, because there were talks of Zidane as well, since his announcement, rumors, whatever you want to call it, that he was going to leave Real Madrid after the season. He was tired, exhausted. All those words were used, and then still there is no official announcement from Real Madrid that he is leaving. But we are waiting. It is most certainly that there will be the case that he will leave.
Yeah.
But what is the difference? That is a good question. What is the difference between Zidane and Allegri, you feel, if you know Zidane's work?
Yeah, I mean, so let me break it down into two parts. One is his performance as a coach, mostly for Real Madrid's first team, but also their Castilla, their youth team. And the other portion would be his, like, whether he would be a good fit for Juventus, and like if him with respect to Juventus. Zidane, all his coaching career has been with one team, similar to Pirlo. And he coached a team that many believe was the strongest team of the decade. I mean,
is it because of Cristiano?
No, I think it was actually because of their midfield. It was just unbeatable. Like Modric, Kroos, and Casemiro. It's just it's a magical combination. It's just, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it other than being the best. That helped quite a bit. And then you, on top of it, you have Cristiano Ronaldo, or you have Sergio Ramos, or other really, really big stars that he had in that truly Galacticos team. In those respects, I think he's a really good man manager, similar to Allegri. So he can manage egos in the locker room. He can figure out how to adjust and adapt to these players. But he, at the same time, he doesn't have the tactical flexibility of Allegri. It took him, I think, a full season. I didn't watch every single game, but I was, based on my reads and highlights that I watched, it looks like that he finally managed to teach a team that was all about controlling the tempo and having a high possession and dictating the game, to sit back and defend. Whereas I think Allegri, right off the bat, he comes in and somehow manages to like drill into the team how to defend. And aesthetically, it might not be pleasant. I understand that it's just, there's something, especially watching Juventus under the first half of Sarri and in flashes of Pirlo's reign, going all in and pressing, and then all of a sudden, I saw, I think it was against Inter, where Juventus players lost the ball in Inter's half, and they all started running back just like Allegri time. There's just something not as pleasant as the all attack game, but he can do that. So Allegri can do that. Zidane has shown that he can do that, but it took him a lot longer, and I think it's just because he has less experience than Allegri. But with respect to Zidane, with respect to Juventus, people have to remember that he's been away from Italian football for 15 years, if not more.
Yeah,
true. He hasn't really been involved with a lot of things that has been happening within the Italian football. He's coming into a new environment, a new football club. Like the football club that he left no longer exists. Most would say after the Serie B relegation, a new Juventus was born, and I just don't see. It bugs me to hear that people would think that it's a FIFA manager and you put Zidane in and you get a Champions League. That's not how it works. I fully expect him, had he come. So I think in comparison to Allegri, it's a much higher chance that we win the Scudetto with Allegri than with Zidane. So going back to sitting at the top of the Italian football, I think it might be a bigger challenge for Zidane compared to Allegri. And for people who were saying that he won 3 back-to-back, look at what he did the 2 years that he was in charge without Ronaldo. Their record, I believe, is the same as ours. They got eliminated in round of 16 and then a quarterfinal, I think.
Maybe, yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, but it's it is what it is with Zidane. He will he will leave Real Madrid. He will not be resigning for you because we will. The official announcement is not there from the official website for Juventus. I just checked. There is nothing there regarding Allegri yet. Still waiting, Daniel. Still waiting.
He's going to show up in Madrid. I'm telling you.
No. Shut up.
Listen, again, as I said, I prefer for Pirlo to get another season, but it looks like it's not happening.
Yeah. Right now, the only thing that is official is that Fabio Paratici has left the building, and Cherubini will be. At least Paratici has left. Cherubini will not take over, at least officially yet. As far as I can read the whatever little Italian I understand, yeah. No.
So, what do you think about this guy's as the last standing man from the team that? Managed Juventus for a decade.
Pavel.
Marotta's gone. Tici is gone. He's the last man standing.
There are talks of him renewing his contract, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought Dybala and Ronaldo are waiting in the hallway as he passes and saying, "Dead man walking, dead man walking."
No, I think no. I read this. I read this morning. People don't actually know what he does. Pavel Nedved. Nobody knows what he does.
Well, he watches all. It's amazing because he attends every game, including under 19, under 23, and women's, and just looks pretty. I guess that's his job.
and he played greatly yesterday.
Oh wow! Did you watch his one of those diagonal passes with the outside of the boot? It was amazing. It was amazing. It just it revived. Yeah, I mean, it reminded me of how great of a midfielder he was. It was just unreal to watch him play like that and still be able to pinpoint a pass to the other side of the pitch at this age. I guess there are certain things that you're born with.
Well, and then you had guys like Allegri, Agnelli, Lapo. No, it wasn't Lapo. It was John Elkann.
John Elkann. Lapo's not there.
Yeah. So it was great fun. There are a lot of questions regarding. Of course, we already talked about this. Zidane plus Cristiano Ronaldo equals 3 Champions Leagues. We already talked about is that. Well, it was not only because of Cristiano, it was also because of the fantastic midfield. Peak Real Madrid, and of course, not taking anything away from Cristiano or Zidane, but the kind of midfield always helps, doesn't it, Daniel?
It does. And I see a lot of comments saying that 1-0 wins boring. Honestly, after the second half of Sarri and the year of Pirlo, I kind of miss those very serene Sunday morning games. I would just prepare myself some coffee or tea and watch the game, knowing that nothing unexpected will happen.
It will be so nice for your heart and your blood pressure.
It's just all right. Let's get the 1 or 2 goals. We got them. Let's just sit back. Let's just absorb the pressure.
Who will be the new Barzagli?
I guess. I mean, knowing Allegri, I would say he is totally capable of making another Barzagli out of Quadrado.
Oh wow!
Like a pure defensive.
There goes my blood pressure. Thank you. No. It's got to be Dragozin, no? Oh, lovely. But there's a question from my good friend Anish there. Playing Allegri style without having the CDMs in a 4-2-3-1 system is a more tactical question. I love this. Would you think McKennie and Locatelli will fit the double pivot? And more importantly, question from me. Let's go to you, Daniel, first, of course. Rabiot. Where does he go? Does he stay or does he leave?
Hi, Oscar. Well, I think. Hello. I think. Well, first of all, I would say I don't know. I don't get the obsession. Sure, I don't get the obsession with Locatelli. To be honest, he is a better tackler of the ball compared to Bentancur, but he's not as big of a player in advancing the ball, and you could have easily see, and you compare it with the game against Sassuolo. I don't know if you saw the game against Sassuolo, but
I'm sorry, Daniel.
That's okay. No, it's so cute.
He is very cute. Ha det! See ya! Look at the devil. He's lovely. He's I just told him that Pirlo is leaving and Allegri is coaching Juve, and he was very sad that Pirlo left. But then I said, but Dybala is probably staying. Oh, okay. I'm on board.
That's all he wants. See, that's why I keep telling people, young fans love Dybala. That's how you get new fans for life. That's how you recruit. Yes. That's how you recruit new people to your team.
But sorry, go back to the Sassuolo incident.
So yeah, I think I don't know. I don't understand the obsession, to be honest, with Locatelli. First of all, he's not 20 years old. He's 23. Second of all, he failed at a big club, if you can call Milan, AC Milan, big club, at a younger age. He had a good season with Sassuolo, no doubt about that. But I don't understand. I don't see him as an upgrade to players we have. I totally agree. Bentancur had a horrible season. His growth has been stalled, but that's just one season. Remember, last year under Sarri, he had 11 assists. He was essentially an assist machine. I think that
is a very good point, by the way.
Yeah, he under Pirlo, I think he would have benefited a lot more from an experienced coach such as Sarri or Allegri. So I fully expect with Allegri's return for him to be able to continue. He's a starter for Uruguay. He's being sought after by every major club in Europe. Yet I see that a lot of Juventus fans treat him like he is, I don't know, Bernardeschi or Paduain or some player that is incapable of managing a midfield. But to Anish's question, in a double pivot, I think McKennie and Locatelli would definitely be not starters for me. I think in the double pivot, as I understand, it's very important, especially the way Allegri wanted to play, for at least one of the two players to be hugging the ball. Like, they should not lose the ball. Something similar to what we saw from Arthur when he was fit. And the other player can advance and go forward. And that player can be either Bentancur or more likely Rabiot, because he is just superb offensively. So I don't know if those two players would be starters for me. But maybe I'm biased because I think McKennie has a horrible first touch. It's just painful to watch.
Yeah, there we go. But we have, well, as per now, we still have Aaron Ramsey. We still have Rodrigo Bentancur. We still have Rabiot. We still have Arthur. We haven't even talked about Arthur. And his injuries, you know all about this. We have still Fagioli in there. And all of a sudden, let me just tell you straight away, I don't think we will see Danilo in the midfield again. Which is, well, I don't know, welcoming thing for a change, but it is very, very interesting that we have very few quality options in the midfield when it comes to it. As I said previously, Arthur is mostly MIA this season, Ramsey as well, and then leaves us Bentancur, McKennie, and Rabiot. It's not exactly a quality midfield, so we need to have improvement into that. Those positions as well. And Rohit says that Allegri is a great tactician, maybe a little more attacking players. Team might play attractive football. And which, of course, the question goes in regards to Dybala. There were criticism of Allegri playing Dybala so deep, he basically was playing in goal at some point. Because he was so deep getting the ball forward for Cristiano, for Mandzukic, for Higuain at some point. It was just astonishing how out of position he played. Do you think that will change now, since we have, well, let's say, arguably one of the best players this season, Chiesa, is there. We are, well, we still have Cristiano there, so I don't know. Where do you put Dybala in that position?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that was a big question for Sarri and Pirlo as well. Like where to play. I mean, unfortunately, we didn't really see much of Dybala this season due to his injury. It was just very unfortunate. But I think it's possible that,
and of course, Kulusevski, by the way.
Oh yeah, I mean, so I think so. Based on what we've seen with Kulu and Dybala being on the field, I don't think Allegri will deploy Dybala as a kind of a right winger, false right winger, like inverted, coming more to the middle type of player.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, and it's fair. I mean, look at what Kulu can do. Like when he goes deep into the opposition's penalty box, cuts in, puts the ball on the inside of his left foot and curls it in. That's just it. To me, it looks like an inevitable goal. Like there's nothing no one can do to stop it.
It's a Swedish Arjen Robben.
Yeah, he is. He's in that sense, he's unstoppable. So I don't think it's fair to use Dybala in that sense, and I don't expect Allegri to do so. But I don't know if you remember, I think peak Allegri was in one of his press conferences trying to convince everyone that Dybala can be a box-to-box midfielder.
and he managed to convince a lot of people.
He actually convinced. Yeah. I guess it's because he's such a. He manages to talk people into things so rationally that people like would believe into like bonkers ideas. Like, why would you play someone who is not even 6 feet as a box-to-box midfielder in a player who is not fast, who's not physical, but is really technical? But it was fun. I guess it's his trademark of being able to rationalize the decisions he make, and for the most part, they work. Like I don't know if you remember his. In our return game against Tottenham in London, we essentially made 2 substitutions and we won the game. And it was amazing to watch that both of his subs were impactful and how he essentially changed the whole tempo of the game. And then in the interviews after the game, he was saying that, yes, I've noticed that their left flank is vulnerable, and I've noticed that they were stretched in the middle, and I can use Dybala to our advantage, and that's exactly what happened. But I'm hoping that Dybala will be the center of his attention, even if it means that we will say goodbye to Ronaldo. I think Dybala is still a good player for another 3 to 5 years, and we can definitely win with him, both in Italy and in Europe. He's one of the rare players that can change the outcome of the game single-handedly, just on his own, like create something out of nothing, like absolutely nothing. And there are not that many of them around. So I would be very sad seeing him leave. Based on the rumors, it sounds like Allegri is a big fan. But since you're talking about the midfield, I just wanted to say one thing. I think the midfield we have, despite the fans' hate toward them, I think they're very high quality. They just need to mesh together. Like, it's not like the midfield we had with Khedira, who was super slow, or with Matuidi, who couldn't, just for the life of himself, couldn't like dribble. They have all the technical and physical aspects of world-class midfielders. They haven't figured out how to play with each other under 2 different coaches, and that's a big problem. But they're not limited players. They're not limited players. They have infinite talent, and under the right coach, such as Allegri, I fully expect them to blossom and become a very cohesive unit. I would not go for Locatelli. I think I fully expect Fagioli to stay, unless they can make a huge plusvalenza out of him, something in the north of 25 million.
Wow.
Otherwise, I expect Allegri to keep him.
Don't you think he will be used as a part of the Locatelli deal should Locatelli arrive?
I can totally see that, and that actually makes the most sense because it sounds like Sassuolo wants over 40 million, and there's just no way that Juventus would splash 40 million on any player
Naturally.
at this point.
Yeah.
And with a little bit of sleight of hand in the accounting department, they can make it happen if they send someone like Fagioli the other way around. But again, I think I would not do that. Unless I can get someone like Pogba, I would not go for any other midfielder, honestly. I think we need wide backs and center backs more than we need another midfielder.
So, of course, there are talks of De Paul, rumors of him, Locatelli as well, and then you have guys, more known guys from La Liga, basically scouting all top 5 leagues and find some suitable options. There are even talks about Saul from Atletico Madrid arriving in a swap deal with Bentancur, which can, or maybe even Dybala.
Yeah.
But we will see. We'll see what happens. It's early days. We haven't even announced Allegri official just yet, so we'll see. There's a question from Boshinho that I like to ask you, my friend. Why didn't Allegri come during the season? Do you think he would have time to check up our players and so on and so on?
I think it's a very good question. I think it's because we're Juventus. We're not used to sacking coaches halfway through. And I think in retrospect, it worked out. I might have even said it on your show that I think a top 4 finish is a reasonable goal for this season. And when we hit that, I think the only unexpected, just exactly on the last day, thanks to Gattuso.
Yeah.
Faraoni, yeah. The Pharaoh. But the only thing that didn't work out.
Let me just stop you right here. Breaking news. Simone Inzaghi to Merda, done and completed. Here we go from Fabrizio Romano.
Great.
Simone Inzaghi.
Couldn't have been better. They're gonna be out of Europe next season.
Wow. All right, please continue.
I actually like this better than if I were Inter, I would have gone for Ivan Juric.
Well, that's too late because he is now at Turin for some reason.
Oh,
he's joining Torino.
Yeah,
that was a surprising move for me.
Yeah. But I watched enough of Inzaghi to know that he's not a step forward compared to Conte, not even at the same level. So I think I'm very happy seeing that. But back to the question of why we didn't sack Pirlo halfway through. There was only one point in the entire season that I was for sacking Pirlo, and it was when we dropped so many points that we ended up being at the risk of not making the Europe. For those 2 or 3 weeks that we were just getting either losing or drawing, I thought we needed a shock. It was just painful to watch that Pirlo couldn't motivate his team. It was very clear. That the issue was mental. It was not physical. The players were not. It was the first time the whole season that he had almost the entire squad available to him, and yet we didn't.
That's very true.
Yeah, we won the Coppa games against Inter with a severely depleted team, right? We were playing many players out of position, and we somehow managed to win. We had so many players absent, and we managed to win against Barcelona at Camp Nou. And then when So that was very worrisome because until then, the poor results I kind of like attributed to a combination of Pirlo being inexperienced and not having all his tools available to him. But then I think it was in March or around April, I just couldn't understand why he is failing so abjectly at motivating his team. But Juventus does very rarely. I don't recall the last time that we sacked a coach halfway through the season. I don't remember.
Yeah, and well, if we're talking about these games, great games with Pirlo, for example, Barcelona, as you mentioned, the Coppa Italia final, the elimination of Merda in the semi-final. We can also focus on Pirlo's positives there, but make no mistake, this was a team effort from all angles. It was Pirlo, it was De Ligt, it was Cristiano, it was Dybala, it was every player playing for the shirt those games, but there was just too little, too late. And whether it were tactics, I don't fully agree with that. I feel it was more heart, it was more passion, it was more desire to win rather than actual tactics. So this is why also I think Pirlo just comes up short this time, because for some strange reason, I see him returning at some point in the future.
Sure.
And this time I see that he is just not experienced enough to be a man manager, which will for sure be improved upon, because, well, this is his first season as a freaking coach, as a manager for one of the biggest club in Italy. So I can fully understand that he was not going to win the Scudetto this season.
Yeah. I mean, listen, in the Champions League, we got eliminated by giving 3 assists to Porto.
Yeah, there we go.
That's the
individual mistakes.
It has nothing to do with tactics. It has nothing to do with the experience of the coach. Like, there's nothing you can do other than the mental aspect that you can kind of fortify them mentally to a point that they don't make those horrible back passes and don't give away penalties for free. And I mean, in that respect, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's that was, again, it's, I think I mentioned this earlier, but that was one instance that Pirlo really didn't pull through. Had we not got eliminated that way against Porto, I think even our league season would have ended differently. It was just very soul crushing for a lot of inexperienced players to see that happen. And it affected us. It was right after that team stopped getting results. Now, at no point, I believe statistically, at no point we had more than 6 or 7 wins. I think the best one was like 7 in January, or 7 or 8. And that's a big problem. That's a big problem for a team that wants to win the Scudetto, but also be competitive in the Champions League. But I think
another breaking news for you. That's just it's just crazy. This day is just getting crazy.
Floodgates are open.
Yeah, it's so Milan has now officially signed this Maignan kid from Lille as a new goalkeeper, which means basically Donnarumma will be leaving.
Gigio to Juve. Here we go.
It could be. I don't know. I'm not saying anything. It could be, but it's not all. It's more. It's not official. Of course, there's rumors, but it's some reliable sources say that Napoli are in contact with Luciano Spalletti. It's just lovely, huh? This day just gets better and better. But we're not done yet. There is even more. Mihailovic is rumored to take over Lazio since
makes sense.
Since Simone Inzaghi, of course, is joining Merda now.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's just so tasty today, Daniel. Really, so many stuff, and nothing is actually confirmed. Nothing is official, but it's just so close to being official, but it just isn't.
Yeah, I think what the reason is, a lot of these players and coaches are away because they have so short of a time to actually rest before the Euros start, that the clubs just let them go. And now, because they're not physically there, a lot of things are happening like over the phone, and they can't make things official because of that. But I fully expect them to, in the next week or two and before the start of the Euros, a lot of pieces of the puzzle would fall in place.
There is a question from Gotnalo there about Rabiot. Do you think he will, Allegri will help him to unleash his true hidden French powers? Sounds like one of Avengers. This my French croissant, as I love to call him. What do you think about Rabiot's future under Allegri?
Oh, I think he's gonna benefit superbly from Allegri.
Why?
The problem with Rabiot is physically he's unmatched. I have seen very few midfielders with his physical abilities. He just is amazing on the ball. Technically, there's no question he's gifted. And then tactically, he's also he's shown that he can play vertical football. The only thing that he has is, from time to time, he can get into this mindset of doing everything on his own, and to go for like the more spectacular, as opposed to do things simple and every time and get the results. And Allegri is just the right coach for drilling things simple into people. Like don't do anything. Yeah, I mean, look at the goals that we scored against Bayern Munich. I mean, we lost that game ultimately, but Morata scored a very not offside goal that was ruled out. But all three of them, it was amazing counterattacking football, very simple things to do. I know it still pains me to watch Cuadrado's second goal, because he's just doing so many feints on the ball and not shooting. But looking at that makes you think that Allegri would be able to get the best out of Rabiot.
Let's see here. It's just so many comments. I love this. Thank you so much, guys, for joining this one. And of course, remember subscribing. This bad boy right here is a giveaway for 2,000 with subscribers. So one of you guys can get this one once we pass to 2,000. So get subscribing. This is last season's shirt, by the way. This season's kit, Daniel. What do you think about this season's?
I like it.
Me as well.
It looks more like this one, so I'm all for it.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Let's see. Pirlo to Sassuolo. So, yeah, there were rumors that Pirlo will go to Sassuolo now that Allegri is joining. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
how does that tickle you?
It's not going to happen, but I would have wanted him to stay at Juventus at another capacity. Maybe he's not going to accept it, but maybe as an assistant to Allegri, or go to under 23, which was his original appointment, by the way. But I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, now he won 2 major trophies, and he had a good track record. It's you could argue that he outperformed the other 16 coaches, right, in Serie A. So there's no point for him to go to Serie B and try to learn things. But at the same time, coaching as an assistant coach may not be as instrumental in his maturation as a coach.
It really depends on what he wants himself, I think. In what level he wants to go for. And I think the most important thing right now is predictability and calm surroundings for Pirlo, which is basically a mid-table club. Bologna, Verona, even something like that, just to keep him going. It doesn't matter if you lose this game or that game. It's just not that vital. With Juve, it's a completely different story. It's a win now or never, basically. However, with these smaller teams, with all due respect, there is certain time frame which is bigger than with Juve.
Especially with Sassuolo.
Exactly.
Being the smaller club, but also a more stable one. Not a big ultra fan base that would like harass you if you don't get results.
And De Zerbi spent what 3, 4, 5 seasons there to build his football, to play his game, and well, they almost got into the I was going to say UEFA Cup, but it's Europa League. He's done a great job, and now he's going to Shakhtar Donetsk in Ukraine for out of nowhere. And the same thing can be said about Mihailovic, Juric for Verona. A lot of examples where you get to build in peace, and you will succeed eventually. Whether for Pirlo with Juve, it was never going to be the case, because we are in a win now mode every season.
Yeah,
should be.
I mean, it's to Juve's management credit, we're not Chelsea or Real Madrid, where like you don't get results for 5 straight games and you're out. Just the chaos. Like think about Chelsea, how many coaches they have like fired, they just don't have that. They're a little bit ADD on the management side. Juventus have shown restraint even with Sarri, which was very clear that I think after the lockdowns, that Sarri was very unwelcome. It was very clear from the interactions between the players and him that he's not wanted there. But still, Juventus gave him the full season. So we are patient, but I agree that watching what has happened and considering the availability of Allegri and Inter going after Allegri, it all kind of fed into this idea of bringing him back.
There is a question from Jatin there about Cristiano. Again, we'll take this one because it's very interesting. If Ronaldo is certain to leave, how do we replace his goal tally? Which striker to go for? Who can score 30 plus every season? My short answer to that one is that it not necessarily has to be the striker. It could very well be the midfield who can supply 10 goals. Winger can supply 10. Well, just an example, Chiesa, Dybala together can give you 30 plus, maybe even 40 plus. But of course, if we need to replace one player with another player, it's very tough to find one who can score 30 goals every season in Serie A against sides who will most certainly park the bus.
Yeah,
it's tough. It is tough. What do you think will happen then? Do you agree with the assessment that these 30 plus every season can be split between midfield, attack, and even defense, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, look at what happened to Gonzalo Higuain when he came after an all-season record-breaking tally of, I think, 37 goals. And we got him under Allegri, and I don't think he broke even 30. And this is primarily because a lot of goals comes from the wingers in Allegri's system, and a lot of goals can come from the midfielders. Remember, the only player, I think, outside of Dybala under Allegri who managed to do a hat-trick was Khedira. I know that people don't like to hear that, but it's a fact. And under Allegri, I think instead of like being wholly dependent on one striker or someone like Ronaldo, it's not really a pure striker to score all the goals for you. We would probably see more goals from different players based on the approaches. I can see us holding on to Morata, given that he was liked by Allegri and he was pissed off when he left. Given that we have the option of renewing him for another, I believe, 10 million euros for another season, which I think is reasonable.
Morata.
My plan would be to hold on to it for another year, and then next year activate the 70 million euro release clause of Haaland. Go for Haaland. I mean, you can't argue with this. He is probably the only player that you would expect 30 goals a season if he comes and becomes the focus of attack in a team like Juventus.
Yeah,
they're not that many, and be under 23.
I don't think we can afford him, but yes. I think, however, Haaland is much more reliant on support rather than Cristiano. And also Haaland is he's a tank. He is a big boy. He's a very, very big boy. He is big boy.
But he's deceptively fast. You don't expect someone of his stature to run that way, but he does.
Yeah, he does. He does. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I just don't like the guy. Okay.
I think it's because he has this clause. I think you should, and I'm sure they will make every effort to sign him. He's the future. He kind of, I think, had coronavirus not happened, he would have been not in at Borussia Dortmund right now. I think it's the only reason that he's still there is no club has money to splash on him.
And don't forget, we haven't even talked about this. Don't forget, Mourinho will coach Roma next season. This is going to be so tasty, my friend.
I don't know. I mean, the press conferences for sure, but I don't know. To me, he's a spent coach. I don't see him like creating magic anymore.
Let's see. Yeah, it's no news whatsoever just yet. Of course, we're waiting for the official announcement of Allegri to Juve. And where does it leave Conte, by the way? Where will he go? Real Madrid, perhaps?
Probably. That would be the natural progression of events, unless Zidane stays. I don't see, because Real Madrid already tried this, right? After, I think it was in 2017, 2018, when they had this new guy coming in after Ancelotti. I can't remember. What was his name? The Spanish guy.
Yeah.
Who was supposed to be the coach of the national team, but then he got sacked because he signed a contract with Real Madrid.
I bet you there is at least one Real Madrid fan here, so who knows about this? I bet you.
But they went for that guy, and it was based on the fact that he is like he's Spanish, he is young.
Benitez.
No, it was not Rafa Benitez. And they just quickly reverted back to going for like star names on high salaries, who would bring in a lot of like attention, not necessarily. And I can totally see, Julian Lopetegui. Yep, that's it. Yeah, he is. I think Conte would be not a good fit, but a logical. That's not even logical, but expected, I should say. Expected move for Real Madrid if Zidane leaves. Yeah, they had Santiago Solari as a caretaker, but the official appointment was Lopetegui.
Let's see here. Listen, we got to look through this through our good old tier list, because we haven't even talked about this. It's quite fun that we have spent so much time on just talking about this. Just things are going crazy. People are getting fired. People are getting hired, and we haven't even started doing this bad boy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and the only thing that we need to do here, basically, if you are Allegri, what do you do with these guys? And of course, you have some players there, as you can see, players who are not with the club currently, like Icardi, Belotti, Dembele, Romero, and so on and so on. Jorginho, those are rumored players. from previous from before. So we just have a very quick summary of what you think is going to happen if you are Allegri. So we start with Daniele Rugani. Where do you go if you are Allegri? That's a good start, isn't it? Where do you
it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun because remember he was Allegri was the strongest proponent for him. He kept saying that, oh yeah, he's the future, and I'm just like easing him into the squad and all that. But then Benatia came in and he just got like completely relegated to the bench. I don't know what Allegri does, but I would not keep him. And he seems to be content with like going somewhere and playing somewhere else. So I think I would probably sell him.
Fagioli.
I would keep him. I would keep him in the first squad. Let me just be clear, because he technically can even play for under 19, but he plays for under 23. And I would just one of the discussions, the arguments was that, and at the time, Juventus under 23 was actually on the top half of the Serie C table. So they were saying that if he plays 5 games, he can't go back to under 23 ever. And that kind of like stalls his progression. That's why he wasn't playing regularly under Pirlo. That's a law for all the under 23 players. They should not go. If they go, they can go. You can have unlimited number of under 23 players. But if they go and play for the first team, they cannot go back and play in Serie C again. So that was one of the discussions. But by keep and sign, I mean Fagioli should be in the first team the same way that Moise Kean was since he was 17, I think.
Radu.
Oh, I would 100% keep him. He's going to be kind of like the placeholder for Chiellini, in my opinion.
There we go. Wow. Rafia or Haifa. I'm not sure I think it's Haifa.
Rafia. Hamza Rafia. Yeah. Hamza, I would probably send him out on loan. I don't see him staying in under 23 because he's I think he's good enough to play in Serie B. So
yeah, I agree.
I think he can go there.
Douglas Costa is out of the question because he's already out
I hope. Well, he's only for 6 months because remember Brazil, the Serie A of Brazil has a different schedule. So they still have many more months to go.
Don't worry, we'll find a place for Douglas Costa in the freezer. No doubt about it. There is plenty of space there.
Yeah, but I would not bring him back. I would sell him.
Don't extend whatever. Just yeah. And then we have Gigi Buffon is of course gone. Morata.
It's sad.
It is.
Yeah, I would keep another year, but again, not pay the $40 or $50 million, but just
extend the loan.
And keeping the hopes high for bringing Haaland in at 1 year.
You're really hyping me up on this one. Oh, all right, Arthur.
Keep. There's also a financial reason for this. If we sell him, there's no way we're going to get 70 million for it. So it's going to be a huge, huge financial loss. But also, I think he is. I think he has a lot of upside. I'm just sad that he didn't undergo operations, as we discussed a few months back. My opinion was that he should just go under the surgical knife and get it fixed for the next season. And I think there's a real chance that he would be unavailable for at least November or September.
Do you think he will do that? Do you think he will get the surgery?
I mean, so he didn't play, right? He didn't play despite the fact that we didn't have, like for the last game, he couldn't play despite the fact that Bentancur was on 5 yellows and suspended, which makes me think that he still has whatever he had before. And if it's not gone after these many months of non-surgical treatment, I think surgery is the only option.
Yeah, I hope he's smart enough to do that.
Yeah.
Cristiano.
Sell if we can get a reasonable... Like, we have still 25 million euros owed to Real Madrid on his contract. So if we can somehow convince a team to pay that or give us a player in exchange, I would sell.
Alex Sandro.
Keep.
Wow.
I don't know. I have a soft spot for him. I think he does.
Me as well.
He's a soldato. He has been very quiet, and he's been. I know that there's a lot of criticism for the lack of his offensive game, but you can't deny how many times he saved our asses in the
defensively. Yeah, indeed.
In the defense.
Yeah. Demiral.
Sell for a good price. We need money. He's been consistently injured. J Medical is already having Mr. Sir Aaron Ramsey, so we don't need it to be overcrowded.
Well, unfortunately, if we get Rugani back and Douglas Costa back, well, they have to be.
They can all go there and party. Yeah.
La Joya.
Oh, 100% keep.
100%.
Keep and give him a contract. Give him a 5-year contract.
Wow. I love it.
I mean, based on what I hear, it seems like, or it sounds like, he is now happy with 10 million. That was the original offer. I'm just hoping that Juventus has the wits to keep that offer on. At least the last time Agnelli spoke, he said our offer still stands. So
yeah.
I'm hoping that still is the case.
Bentancur.
Oh yeah, 100%. There is a financial reason for keeping him as well, and that is whatever we make out of selling him, 50% would still go to Boca Juniors, because there were plans to buy that option out by paying, I believe, $2 million a season for 6 seasons or something like that to Boca, and that never materialized because of COVID. So. But also, as I said, I think he has progressed pretty nicely for 3 seasons. People tend to forget that he's been with us since 2015, right?
I'm sorry. Breaking news.
Another breaking news?
No, it's not that breaking actually, but it's in regards to Allegri. Fabio Grosso has renewed his contract with Frosinone until 2023. So Fabio Grosso will not be joining Allegri's staff.
Well, he failed at our youth team, right?
Yes, he did. Yes,
he was our youth team coach, and he was terrible. So I'm not gonna miss him.
Yeah, it's this turns out to be like breaking news day. Great fun so far, but it's that's it for now. Maybe we'll see in a couple of seconds. I don't know.
Okay.
Chiellini, do you think he will stay since Allegri is now joining, or is just too little, too late?
No, I think he's going to retire. I mean, I would want him to retire.
You would want him to retire?
Yeah, he should have retired 2 seasons ago. Honestly, he just stayed because he was hoping to play for Italy in 2020, and then COVID hit, and he decided not to. But then, out of necessity, we needed him.
Once again, sorry.
That's okay.
Breaking news once again. Romeo Agresti just tweeted confirmations that Allegri will ask Juve to try to strike up a dialogue with the entourage of
Moise Kean?
Paulo Dybala for renewal.
I mean, people criticize Dybala all the time, right? And 3 coaches, Allegri always rated him. Sarri famously said that when they told him that Juventus is going to get 70 million if they sell Dybala, and he said, if I have 70 million, I'll buy him for myself. And then Pirlo, that's what he said. And Pirlo said that he's an important part of the team. He said that because we didn't have him for the majority of the season, we underperformed. There's no way that 3 different coaches are wrong about a player.
Yeah, I completely agree. We're moving on. Bonucci.
As much as I don't want him, I would keep him.
Well, you got to keep this Soldatini, huh?
Well, no, he's not. I don't rate him as a soldier. Here's the problem. We cannot replace him with a financially sound plan. He's old, so we can't. Like, he has a lot of experience for sure. but we can't go for someone his level with the same. Like we can't sell him and we can't replace him. So that's why we're kind of stuck with him.
Yeah,
that's fine. That's fine. I'll just ignore that he exists.
Well, if Riccielli retires, there will basically no chance because Bonucci will be captain.
Yeah.
As sad as it sounds.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they talk again and maybe give the captain armband to its rightful owner, aka Paulo Dybala.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, I'd rate De Ligt right up there.
Yeah, but, he can be the vice captain.
Yeah, there we go. Danilo.
Oh, keep 100%.
Lovely.
He's proven me wrong this season. He's been world class.
I reckon De Sciglio is a keep.
King Mattia? No, of course not. But I would loan him out. I don't know. I don't know if we can actually get money out of selling him.
Poor De Sciglio being on the loan for yet another season.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the one which I just put on keep, Federico Chiesa, and we move on.
But I would add that I'm sure they have thought about this. But if his contract stipulates that we'll have to pay more bonuses for his contract to be finalized next year, just sign him now. Sign him permanently now.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure he is now worth more than 60 million.
Yeah, for sure. And the growth, the development is astonishing. The fact that he was playing for mediocre Viola and now one of top 3 players for Juve is great. And his heart, his desire to play, his will to track back, his direct style of play, which we haven't seen since I don't know, I can remember since probably Pavel Nedved himself.
He was one of the few players that I cannot remember quitting during the season, stop trying.
Yeah, there we go. Moving on from Chiesa, Weston McKennie. Remember, we just signed him for the permanent.
I know, but it was only for 22 million, and because he's American, I think he's overvalued. Like whoever goes for him, so let me put it this way.
Why do you think he's overvalued? Because he's American.
So American audience is revenue generating. Like the more American eyes you have on football, the more money you make. The whole reason that football has become what it is right now, the past decade, is because of the attention of U.S. audience. They splurge on kits and sponsorships, and they pay for a bunch of stuff. So that's why, and the whole reason that the English football blew up is because they speak a language that Americans understand, and it's easier for them to follow their teams and all the drama around them. That's why Barcelona signed Serginho Dest. He is nowhere near Barcelona quality. And in the same vein, while he had really good games, Weston McKennie with us, I still think that he would be the 4th starter. So if we can make money out of him, I would sell him. But otherwise, I would keep him.
You just put him on sell then.
Yeah.
Because I think he will have clubs out there who would want the guy.
I think so. As I said, like any player with enough social media following will have another added value.
Yeah, let's see. Moving on to Frabotta.
I love the guy, but I'm still haunted by his facial expressions against Hakimi in that 2-0 loss. Pirlo should feel ashamed of himself for what he did to Frabotta in that game. I think I would send him on that loan.
He actually,
by the way, he actually scored a goal in the league, right? Or was it in the Coppa?
I think it was against Spal in Coppa,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but yeah, a goal is a goal.
Yeah, I'm happy for him.
Just ask Cristiano. A goal is a goal.
Let's go.
Matthijs de Ligt, I'll put him on keep.
All right, let me pinch myself again, making sure I'm not dreaming that we have Matthijs de Ligt in our roster.
Yes, we do still.
Generational player.
And by the way, I think he's happy in Turin.
Oh, come on, stop it. It's just idiotic. Why wouldn't he be? He is 21. He is being talked as the vice captain of a club that is no doubt the biggest club in Italy and top 8 in Europe. And he has learned Italian. Why would he not be happy?
Wow. There is a question, by the way, from Aditya there. Just looking at the chat. Thank you guys for smashing some comments there. If we sell Demiral and lose Chiellini, we suddenly need 2 central backs.
That's what I said. We need more center backs and wide backs than we need an striker or replacements for midfielders.
So if Demiral and Chiellini is leaving, you're just staying like it is. It's just with Bonucci, De Ligt.
Yeah, and I don't know if you have Romagnoli, but I would look at him as potential buy.
Yes, I do.
I would buy him.
All right, let's smash him there, Romagnoli.
Yep. I know that he has got so much crap from Milan fan base, but I still think that he has huge upside.
Well, he has been captaining Milan side up until recently.
Yeah.
Strangely enough, Donnarumma was a captain for the past for the last games or so.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a signal from the club. I don't know, just to keep him. I don't know what it was, but it is what it is. Let's see. Then we have Pinsolio.
Definitely keep.
Definitely keep. It's low cost, low.
Yeah. He actually fills one of our. Yeah, he actually fills one of our homegrown spots as well.
Juan Colombian Cuadrado, dancing feet.
Yeah, Guillermo Cuadrado. All right. So
be nice.
What I want. I'm always. Listen. I can show you that I already bought his jersey, so I have shown my allegiances. But I guess if we can't find money, I would not. I would keep him, but not renew his contract. He has 1 more year, but I'm hearing that they're actually offering him 2. And I don't know, for a 33-year-old. I don't know. He kept healthy the entire season, which is great. The first season of Ronaldo, he was essentially out. The second season, he was in and out.
And there were talks about renewing his contract. By the way,
that's what I'm saying. They're offering him 2 years, right?
I think so. Yeah, so an extension at least.
So yeah, I don't know. Keep him.
Keep. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is, by the way, a comment from Dildar there. I love the name. Here in Netherlands, everyone loves De Ligt more than De Jong, which is interesting.
They should. Better player.
Well, but it's true.
It is true.
It is true. All right, moving on from Cuadrado, who will keep, to Kulusevski. I know you love him.
100%.
Yeah, I know you love him. So just continue.
He's gonna mark my words. Next season, it's gonna be. I already bought the first jersey of last year or this year with his name.
So basically, this one.
Yep.
This one, but okay.
So I buy the home jersey with our Marquet signing. Like last year, it was Matthijs de Ligt.
Well,
the year before that was Cristiano Ronaldo. And I think although Chiesa ended up playing better, I just felt that Chiesa is not going to keep the 22 jersey. So I decided to buy Kulusevski.
I'll wait. I think you'll keep it actually, but I'll wait until official announcement. But
Yeah.
for me, Kulusevski as well. I'd keep him not because I like him, just because I think he has a future. Last few games showed me that he can actually play some ball. Up until recently, I felt he was very slow, very inconsistent. But
he's 20 years old. People tend to forget that most of his classmates in the same age bracket play for under 19 teams.
Well, yeah. But what he could do, though, is getting himself a sunscreen. It's just so bad. So bad. But anyway, we move on to, Bernardeschi, I guess.
I know you're gonna hate me, but I'll keep him.
Yeah, all right. I'm not gonna hate you. I'm just gonna disagree with that opinion.
I think he's gonna get a renewal under Allegri.
Oh,
yeah,
mamma mia!
Remember what was his best game?
The Atletico game, the only one that
under which coach?
Yeah, don't do that. It's unfair. It's unfair. What about all those other games under Allegri with Bernardeschi? I mean, I get your point, but I think
it's all a fog to me. I can't remember.
Bernardeschi, yeah, exactly. Bernardeschi is I don't know. He's just he's been used everywhere, and yet to see his strengths being used to its best ability. Basically, I don't know. It's just but then again, who will come with an offer for Bernardeschi?
Yeah,
that's he has.
And we have amortized his value, so he's not on our books. Yeah. He's not costing. I think he's cost about 8 or 9 million. That's about it.
Yeah, I don't know, but all right, let's keep it for your sake. Happy birthday when that comes, Daniel. That will be the gift from Juve to you, Bernardeschi.
Thank you.
Aaron Ramsey.
I want to sell him so badly. I just don't know if someone wants to pick up his contract.
Yeah, well, the pair of crutches will follow with that contract. So. There we go. But yeah, I agree. Sell. Adrien Rabiot.
Oh, 100% keep.
100% keep. Well done.
There is a reason that he starts ahead of the likes of Pogba in the French national team.
Well, this is also a question with Bernardeschi. Going back to Bernardeschi, he plays well for Italy.
Yeah,
the same way, and as Rabiot does for French national side. It's a different environment, different players he plays with, different coach, of course, and I don't know. It's just more less pressure for national side, kind of, maybe, perhaps.
Yeah,
when you play those games, the friendlies, the Nations League stuff.
I don't know. He's also surrounded by talent. That French national team is just bonkers. That
is true. Yeah. All right, and then we finish up with Wojciech. So
open up space for open up space for Gigio.
Donnarumma, yeah.
Yeah,
there we go. So we can signing him, and then we have, of course, you want Pogba. All right, that's fine. Sign.
Yeah,
this is your tier list. That's fine. Marco Piazza.
Yeah, I wanted to keep him, but I think realistically, given his position where he plays, it's very unlikely that he would see play time. So I think reasonable to send him out on loan.
Once again,
I don't think we're going to be able to sell him for much value. So I would just extend him and send him on loan. He's still 26, by the way. So there's still
that is true. But his injuries kind of stopped his whole progress. It's such a shame.
And he also went to the wrong team this season. Like Genoa is just such a roller coaster.
Yeah,
there's no continuity whatsoever. They had at one point It was unbelievable how many attacking players they had at one point. They just kept flying players or getting loaning. Yeah.
Hosam Awar. There are people in the chat who want to know.
Yeah.
What about Hosam Awar?
I would put him in unsure because I haven't honestly watched him. He was on fire against us under Sarri when we played them.
Yes,
but he was the reason that we got eliminated. But I don't know. I heard that he hadn't had a stellar season. That's why his price tag came down. But I would put him in unsure. I don't know.
All right, just an update from the world of football. No update. Basically, yeah. Fabrizio Romano, the latest was the fact that Massimiliano Allegri is set to join Juve. The agreement is now imminent, and Andrea Pirlo will be sacked in the next hours. This was from Fabrizio Romano 8 hours ago. We're still waiting. Daniel still thinks he will go to Real Madrid. So there we go. All right. And then, of course, we have Locatelli. Sign. Don't sign.
No.
No. Wow.
I think for 40 million, it's too much.
Okay. Interesting. Ousmane Dembele.
Oh, definitely no. No.
There we go.
Very, very injury prone, very inconsistent.
Mauro Icardi.
No, I just hate him. I'm not going to give you a reason.
That's fine. Belotti.
I think he's Milan bound, but I don't think he's going to prosper in Turin. I mean, as in Juventus. So no.
De Paul.
No, I don't. I understand that a lot of people think that he's a great midfielder, but he's 28, and his only real connection with Juventus is friendship with Dybala.
But it's a very important friendship. You know, Morata came back to Juve just because of Dybala.
Yeah.
I see your point, but I don't know. It also depends on the money factor. How much money we're willing to spend on De Paul should he arrive. And Udinese know this. If Juve are looking at De Paul, Udinese think, well, that's gonna cost you, my friends. So
that's the Juve tax.
Exactly, yes, the Juve tax. Jorginho from Chelsea.
No.
Wow, you really
he's expensive. He's on a high salary, and he's not an Allegri player.
Mattia Perin, the goalkeeper.
I would do my best to sell him. It's just ridiculous that we have to keep loaning him. It was the wrong move by Paratici and Marotta.
Sergei Milinkovic-Savic.
No, I know that 2 or 3 seasons ago he was the hottest commodity, but he clearly has talent. I just don't know if he can step up, come into Turin.
Marcelo, the good old Marcelo from Real Madrid. But if Cristiano isn't there,
no,
there is Marcelo.
Yeah,
I guess. And there's the guy, I cannot even pronounce the name, Çalhanoğlu.
Hakan, I'm unsure. He is such an inconsistent player. Like one season he can be great and the other just abject failure. So I don't know.
Luca Pellegrini. It pains me to see his face on the Juve roster every season, but it is what it is.
Send him out on loan. He's injury prone and he hasn't been able to even play for Genoa. So
yeah, that is true. Well, not exactly breaking news, but update regards Super League. Just now, FIFA Council Evelina something confirms it is entirely possible UEFA will try to exclude Juve, Barca, and Real Madrid. Naturally from the Champions League because of the project for the Super League.
I want to see them try. That's not going to happen. We strapped ourselves to the right guys. Champions League without Barca and Real Madrid? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, there we go.
It's just gonna be Premier League.
They don't care. It's all about the money.
I know, but they can just watch the Premier League. Why would anyone bother watching yet another Arsenal versus Tottenham?
Because then we'll have a different logo on the jersey.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
Moise Kean.
I want him back. I want to sign. If we're supposed to get, first of all, because he has a strong bond with Allegri.
Yep.
Second of all, I think he would still count as homegrown for us. And third of all, he could potentially be bought for a reasonable price. So I want us to try. And if I'm not mistaken, he's not owned by PSG. He's still owned by Everton, right?
He is only on loan to PSG, and they are not planning to renew his loan. So he will be back in Premier League, and where he didn't exactly do great.
No, but because he's a trouble kid. He needs the structure. He needs the structure of Juventus, where it's not okay to be like playing poker games after 11.
Indeed. Rolando Mandragora.
I want to send him out on loan because I still believe in him. It's very unfortunate that we're stacked in the midfield right now, but I think he can come back at some point. So I would send him out on loan. And I think we still own his contract. He's only on loan at Torino, right?
I believe so, yeah. I can't keep track. Losing track of all these guys. Rovella.
I rated him very highly, and I think if there is a possibility, so my understanding is he still has another year on his loan spell with Genoa. If there's a possibility to bring him, I would bring him, but if he stays there for another year, that's also fine by me.
I'll just put him on keep then, because I think we're going to need him. Let's see. Oh, by the way, I just it's not an update whatsoever. It's just somewhat an update. My wife sent me this.
I went to bed.
He's
sleeping. That is an update. Yeah.
That is an update. Yeah. Now he's sleeping. Look at him.
He is fast asleep, knowing that Dybala is going to be at the center of the.
He's gonna wake up with the mark tomorrow morning
with the Dybala mask.
Oh yeah. Now I love this. Okay, and then we have Gosens, Robin Gosens, which is an interesting player because this is probably the only player, attacking left-sided player we have in this list beside the injury-prone Dembele. Where do you put him?
So there's this thing in psychology called cheerleader effect, where not players, but people, when they go out with like more attractive people. So they themselves would appear more attractive to other people.
So I just put him on don't get him. That's fine.
Yeah. So in Atalanta, I think what's happening is everyone would look infinitely better than they actually are. So one player I would take from Atalanta is Ruslan Malinovsky. That guy can shoot, man. That guy, I think he scored like 8 or 9 goals, and it's not because he's playing for Atalanta. It's just that he has an immense shooting capability, which we unfortunately right now don't have. I think the only reliable midfielder that can score from long range is Rabiot.
Breaking news once again. This is lovely. Done deal and confirmed. Sergio Conceição will extend his contract with Porto until 2023. So
Lazio is in deep trouble.
He will not be joining Lazio.
Yeah.
Wow. Love this. Yeah. All right. I think that's it. The last 4 players are Romero will not be joining. He is.
I would get him.
Yeah, but he will be staying in Atalanta, unfortunately.
I know, but I would try to buy him. I know that his release clause is a meager 16 or 17 million, but we have a relationship with Atalanta, and I'll try to convince them to let him go. That way we would not need Chiellini, Rugani, and Demiro.
Well, Rugani is just a bonus at this point. Yeah, it's interesting. It's very, very interesting what's going to happen. Of course, Allegri is not announced officially yet. We're waiting for the official announcement. And you, Daniel, I think have a job to go to.
Yes, I have to. I do apologize, but it was a lot of fun.
That is fun. But guys, don't go anywhere. I will be staying with you. I have another guest coming on real short, hopefully. So we'll continue discussion, and maybe we'll see some breaking news coming. Maybe Lionel Messi is on his plane to Turin right now. We don't know. Daniel, great fun. Enjoy your day at work.
Stay here. Thank you. You too.
And fino alla fine.
Fine.
There we go. Great stuff. Daniel is a quality guy. I love him a lot. So it's sensational day, my friends. And now finally I will have to focus on the chat, on you guys, your opinions, your takes. I'm sorry I haven't been able to look at this one, and I see Anish is doing a great job with moderating this nonsense of pouring in, which is not a nonsense, it's a good thing. But it's lovely, my friends. So thank you so much for joining. Smash a like, of course, and remember this bad boy right here, 2,000 subscribers. Once we pass that, this one might be yours. Yeah, it's great stuff. Why am I in timeouts as Boshinho? I have no idea why you're in timeouts. Since you are posting, that means you're not in timeouts. I don't know. Anish, do you think that Serie A has good left backs? I think only of Theo Hernandez. Theo Hernandez is good at diving, and I think Theo Hernandez is a little cheat. No, but he's quality. He's quality. But I don't know. There's just let's not underestimate. Let's not underestimate the players of like Alexandro, for example. I don't know. He's done his job defensively. Of course, offensively, it's a totally different story. But defensively, I think he's good enough. Let me see what's going on here. All right. Let's see. We'll take a look at the moderation suspect grab after the stream. It could be Nightbot, perhaps. Could very well be. I'm not sure. I'll be with you shortly. GS reviews. There we go. He is there. He will be coming. Jordan is just around the corner and joining us. It's lovely. If we sign Allegri, I am gonna cry, says Boshinho. I don't want him. If we made a step back to build something new, let's continue and give Pirlo the trust. Allegri tactics are not good enough in Europe. In my honest opinion, I think we are talking about I think we're talking about different eras, basically different types of squads, different type of opponents even, and different mentality. Now I think we should be more focusing not on Europe but on Scudetto, which is quite demoralizing, but it is a fact. Let's just start rebuilding the squad. Let's just start winning in Italy first, and then compete for the Champions League. Let's face it, guys. So far, we don't even know we'll be in the Champions League next season because of this Super League nonsense. And of course, there will be sanctions, and there will be back and forth. So we don't know. It's crazy. It is crazy. Let's see here. Let me just find out what is happening with this Nightbot thingy. Might just have to delete it, I guess. There's no problem with that, is it, though? I personally think that Ronaldo will not work well with Allegri's system. Neither do I, actually. So we should sell him and develop young players. Could very well be, yes. I do agree with that one. I think Cristiano would do smart and maybe at least try out, but I don't think that will work. So probably we'll just leave or try to get a new club because, well, maybe. Nightbot is now leaving the channel, it says. I don't know if that helps. Yeah. There we go. I think it's gone now. I think Mr. Nightbot is gone now. I don't know. I don't even know why it was here suddenly. Anyway, we're here now. So Ronaldo cannot do good in Allegri system. It's very true, says Anush. Yeah, I think he will be struggling. Struggling to perform because I think Allegri is more of a building the team, not around one player, but building a team to win football matches. Where I think is a big difference with Cristiano there. He could very well be the solution for scoring goals, but we saw what happened when the last season of Allegri and with Cristiano in there as well. We barely made it out alive out of the Champions League. We were eaten alive by kids from Ajax. So there we go. I don't like Allegri's style of football, but he wins you games. I'm not sure if he can do it with this set of players, but good luck. Personally, Zidane was a better option for me, says Yash. There we go. Some of you want this, some don't. It's completely fine. But it is what it is. Official. No, you have to be joking. This is breaking news once again. I don't know if it's true or they're just messing around, but Lazio confirmed Simone Inzaghi has changed his mind heading to Merda. Yes, so basically, Simone Inzaghi was given a contract extension from Lazio, but when Interjob became available, Simone Inzaghi changed his mind. Crazy. I'm so happy we're ending this madness with Sarri / Pirlo, 4th place in terrible football, says Arnold. Allegri should never have been sacked to begin with. I do believe that Allegri were due to be sacked or move from Juve after the season where we lost against Real Madrid in Cardiff. That's it. I just don't feel that. I just don't feel that this was the last season of Allegri was the best one for sure. I think it was just the last straw, the last breath of Allegri football, whatever that was. So replacing Allegri before that last season would be perfect for me, but that never happened. And well, we're paying the consequences of appointing Sarri to trying to change football, and of course now departing, saying goodbye to Pirlo and returning to Allegri. But make no mistake, my friends, make no mistake. This time it's a different Juve as it was 5-6 seasons ago, where Allegri first joined. Because when Allegri first joined, there was a fundament, there was a structure with Antonio Conte. Antonio Conte created this domination, and then Allegri just build up on that. But this time, this is a far more challenging situation for for Allegri, because there is very little dominance. There is no mentality. As far as I can see, there is very little mentality. And we could also see that we haven't won the Scudetto. So the trophies, they matter the most.
and we just won again in the Coppa Italia. We just made it to the UEFA Champions League. Yeah. So we'll see. I think it's a different type, different time, and different era, and different football, and I think different Allegri as well. Make no mistake about it. I think about this all the time. It's just Allegri has spent now 2 seasons doing practically. I think he was doing something, of course, but I think this is a different Allegri we see now. A smarter Allegri, maybe a bit more attacking minded. Maybe he's adapted himself more to the football, to modern football. I don't know. We'll see. What about Correa from Lazio, Isak from Real Sociedad, Pau Torres from Villarreal? Pau is great centre back. Interesting names, Aditsa. Yeah, interesting names. And we don't even know who is our sporting director at this point, because our sporting director just left the building. Fabio Paratici said goodbye, thank you for 11 years. And that's it. We are now without sporting director. And as I said it during my many videos, guys, we need to sort this out ASAP. We need to find out who are our best players, who are our pivots in the next season's side. Cherubini, yes, but he's not official yet, Yash. So this is why I'm just a little bit uncertain as to which roles will be assigned to whom, basically. But it's so exciting. It's just, yeah, it's a live TV show almost. It happens. Everything happens. Everything happens. So let's see if there are any updates there. If we have any updates. There is no update whatsoever. I think, yes, Fabrizio Romano just tweets, official Inzaghi leaves Lazio and he's going to be signing as a new Merda manager. Allegri will be soon announced as new Juventus manager. Pirlo will be sacked. Spalletti, breaking news. Dun, dun, dun. Spalletti is 1 step away from joining Napoli. As a new manager, and Antonio Conte will decide his future in the next few days. Inject that tweet into my veins. Let me find that tweet. I'll actually share that tweet with you. It's beautiful, which only confirms that Napoli was never gonna win anything with Spalletti. What has he won? What has he won? Mamma mia. Let's see if I can share my screen with you, my friends. It's just wonderful. This is turning out to be perfect. And Mourinho for Roma. Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. As you can see right there. Of course, never mind the trans. How can I delete them, by the way? Never mind. Let's do it globally, huh? Friends reunion is trending. What about Juve reunion, huh? What about Allegri reunion? What about Allegri? I want Allegri worldwide trending. Or at least I want Juve therapy worldwide trending. That would be something, huh? But official, as you can see from Fabrizio Romano. It's lovely. It is lovely indeed. I don't think they should sell Demiral. Probably loan him out, says Yusuf. Yeah. I mean, there are so much that's gonna happen in next couple of days, weeks even. But I say this again: we need to confirm as much as possible before the Euros, because I'd hate people. I hate me myself. I hate you guys for waiting. If you're gonna wait until we settle our squad just before the season, and this is why I think it's so important. So many teams right now are signing new coaches just to get it done before the Euros. Get the whole squad as big of a squad as possible. ready for the next season. I think Allegri will be thrilled to reconfirm Dybala, to reconfirm didnt, all those huge players. What happens with Cristiano? They must decide the future of Cristiano rather quickly now, because that will also depend on the future transfer market. What is going to happen with the money coming in from Cristiano's sale? How can we facilitate that, those amounts of money? So yeah, it's just lovely. Our first shining should be Donnarumma and Awad, says Dildar. Yeah, Donnarumma will not be playing for Milan next season, probably because, probably because he will be joining Juve. Huh? We'll see. Let's hope so, because if Donnarumma in fact is joining Juve, we need to be selling Wojciech Szczesny as soon as possible. I don't think Wojciech Szczesny will be staying with us for next season if Donnarumma arrives. So, and if Wojciech Szczesny is sold, boom, he is going to probably Premier League, because I just don't see anybody else. Who would want the guy, to be quite honest. We should sign Coman from Bayern, says Nugget the Hamster. I love Nugget the Hamster. Wow. There we go. Coman is interesting name, yes. One of our own, by the way. But yeah, the one that got away, would he be? I don't know, guys. I don't know. What you think, my friends? Coman to Juve, a return. Do we believe that? And if we do, did Allegri ever liked him? No, I don't think so. And is this something Allegri would want? Both Chiesa and Coman on each flank, bombarding forward, basically no defense, because it's always defense first with Allegri, unless he's changed. Yeah, interesting. Let's see. Allegri will stabilize our squad, but Juventus already have a team to win the Scudetto. The problem is Allegri cannot play like Chelsea against Real Madrid. He plays like Capello. Once again, this is I'll highlight this one, but once again, I repeat, I don't think this is the same Juve as we think it is if Allegri is joining. I mean, Allegri cannot play like Chelsea. He plays like Capello. Well, he played defensive football before. Maybe something will be changing now. Different players. You cannot play defensive football with Chiesa. Chiesa will create. Chiesa will attack. Dybala is there still. Morata will probably stay. I think we will have enough firepower going forward only if we have proper midfield. The midfield is key here. Even Allegri, I think even before Allegri, even Conte said so. Midfield, if you win the midfield battle, you win the game. 90% of the time. Maybe it was 80, I don't know. But midfield is key here. And right now, we have only two good enough midfielders who could challenge for the Scudetto. And it's just not enough. So midfield, improve the midfield, and let's see where that takes us. Real Madrid midfielder Kosovare Aslani to Juve this summer. We're talking about Juventus women. Kosovare Aslani. Don't know who that is. Interesting. That is interesting. All right, we're still waiting for confirmation for Max Allegri, official confirmation of him rejoining Juve, and still nothing. We are waiting. All right, Felix Dybala exchange, says Ravi. I'd be more happy with Dybala staying, to be honest. Yes to Coma, says Boomburst Vlogs. Do you think Allegri would have joined if we didn't get the top 4? Says RB Combs. This is something. Hi Rob, by the way. This is something we talked about previously with Daniel before he had to go. That he thinks that if we didn't get to the top 4, he'd think that Pirlo would be staying. To be honest, I do agree with that. I think if we don't go to Europa League, if we don't go to the Champions League, we go to Europa League, I think either Pirlo will be staying or will be hiring Allegri, but it will be under different circumstances and different circumstances for the players as well. So, yeah, even Allegri himself said I would. There are rumors that he said so. I don't know. He would join Juve even though they weren't in the Champions League next season. So he would join them anyway, which is interesting, which is quite fascinating. The fact that we all been bashing Allegri for not winning the exact thing that he missing out on, Champions League. We will need a second goalkeeper since Buffon is leaving, says Arnold. Yes. Emil Audero looks like to be the choice, maybe. Or even Mattia Perin from Genoa, because he's one of our own. Morton in the chat. Welcome, Morton. If we get Allegri as we know him, well, then I don't see why we should sell one of the best shot stoppers. Yeah, well, we'll be getting capital gain, won't we? Selling Szczesny, getting Donnarumma for free. Will Allegri buy Chiesa? Of course they will. They have to. We need to sell Cristiano if Allegri comes back. No way Allegri has a temper to watch us play. 10. Well, I think, as I said before, I think Cristiano will most likely be leaving the club. It's just my hunch, because I think him and Allegri don't go well together. And I respect both parties, but what's best for Juve is not necessarily the partnership of Cristiano and Allegri. Let's just keep it that way. That's just my hunch and my opinion. And who would benefit from Cristiano? Well, of course, almost every other club in the world. Who would have enough money for Cristiano? Well, PSG, Man City, Man United, probably. But that's about it. Real Madrid wouldn't want him. Barcelona don't want him. They don't have the money. So it's all about the money again. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Cristiano in the next couple of weeks. I think the announcement of Cristiano will arrive soon. As soon as Allegri is confirmed, I think something will happen. But we're still waiting. And remember, we haven't even talked about my thighs, my huge thighs, Delict. How great will he be under Max Allegri? If we are focusing on Allegri defensive football. Ooh, yeah, it's gonna be tasty. No confirmation still. They're gonna mess me around, won't they? They're gonna torture me until the last second, huh? Hi, Ronaldo. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, guys. I've just been here for 2 hours. The first 1.5 hours, I've been talking with my friend Daniel. We talked about the Allegri returning to Juve. This is not confirmed yet. Giovanni Albanese just tweets something. Who has closed the plan? 1 or 2, doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay, so the announcement will come. The announcement of Allegri will come. We just have to wait. We just have to be calm about this. So we are calm. We are calm about this. Yeah. Yeah, Martin, indeed. Yeah. Do you think Allegri will change tactics a little bit? Yes. Let's talk about this just for a second. And let me just get comfortable. Because let's play a game, shall we? How would you my friends, this is a game for you. Not me. This is not my game. I'll find my tactical pad. Remember that pad? You know the pad? So if you are Allegri, right? How do you field the lineup based on today's players? This is or maybe tomorrow's players. I mean, the squad for Juve 2021-2022 is unknown, but we have some guesses. We could guess that Donnarumma will be coming. We could guess that a good friend Locatelli may be arriving. Maybe, I don't know. But what we know is very little. We know our roster today. But let's pretend that Cristiano is leaving. Let me just find that. I can't find it. Why can't I find it? There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. So let's pretend that we are Allegri just for a second and try to build this one. So this was, I don't know what that was. This was a while ago. Okay, so we'll be removing Arthur, removing Bonucci, removing Danilo, Bernardeschi. This was a while ago, it seems. Look at this. This was a while ago. Even Kulusevski is in starting lineup. Cristiano is there, of course. Bentancur. Okay, so let's pretend that Wojciech Szczesny is leaving and Donnarumma is coming. So this is basically Donnarumma. I think Donnarumma will start. 4-3-3 formation. Dildar says 4-3-3. Mr. Anjuna beats 4-3-3. 4-2-3-1. Frabotta, Chiellini, Frabotta, as a matter of fact. Wow, Frabotta. Interesting. So Ronaldo will stay, according to Anish. Interesting. What do you think, Allegri? Richard Tinkter. Yeah. Rob asks me, why do you think Allegri rejected Inter and Real Madrid? Curious to have your thoughts on this. And they did indeed offer more money to Allegri. So perhaps because he would get a lot more to say in the matter of transfers, in the matter of deciding how and what to do with the squad at Juve. He wouldn't get that much of a say at Merda or Real Madrid. So maybe he got a more responsibility at Juve, which is quite interesting. Almost revolutionary in terms of responsibilities for the coach, because let's face it, Paratici isn't there anymore, so we have no sporting director. Maybe Allegri will get some part of that job as well into his job description, so we'll see. So no Giorgio Chiellini, of course. Matthijs de Ligt will still be there. Khedira isn't there anymore. Why is Khedira there? Let's just delete his ass. But anyway, Dybala will certainly be there. So let's see, a 4-2-3-1 from Anish. 4-2-3-1, 4-2-3-1. Yeah, this is an old lineup, by the way. So yeah, it's not Khedira anymore. It's not Khedira anymore. Go away. So Ramsey won't be there. Morata. Yeah. I still think Cuadrado will be there. I think Cuadrado will be sliding in on the right back. I think Bonucci will be playing next to De Ligt, even though we don't like it to be. But I think this will be the case because, well, he's one of the senior players. That's why. Chiesa will certainly be there, so I think Chiesa will play there. Rabiot has shown that he can play in the middle. So I think this one smells a lot like a 4-3-3. Alexandro on the left back. I do think we will get a new player in the midfield. For example, if not Khedira, I don't know how to change his name even. Khedira. You. This was supposed to be a good one. Menu. There we go. No, not menu. Never mind. This is not Khedira. This is Locatelli. I think Locatelli will arrive. And also, I think for now, we have to just settle ourselves with Bentancur. And on the left wing, this is a question. Who would you put in there? And this will be the new signing, I think. Left wing. Who would that be? If we go with a 4-3-3 formation. That would be my choice. I'm not sure if you agree, guys. Ramsey is so much injury prone. I don't think McKennie is good enough to start for the lineup. Which formation does Max Allegri use? Max Allegri uses whatever formation that is best for this current setup of players. I think if he sees the lineup, if he sees the players, I think he will adjust his formation based to players' tactics. Again, as I said, Cristiano will be leaving, but if he stays, of course, we'll put him there. So let's put Cristiano there just for the sake of it. This will be our lineup next season, a discount lineup. This is Donnarumma. This is Locatelli. I think Locatelli will be arriving, and the rest is not changing. I think this is good enough, no? And with Allegri as a coach, could be interesting. And now, of course, tons of rooms for improvement. With Rabiot, Locatelli, and Bentancur there, we need more than that. Maybe we'll see Arthur instead of Bentancur or Rabiot. Dybala will be deep lying playmaker, changing up with Kulusevski, and perhaps Kulusevski will be changing up with Chiesa, and Morata will be a substitute for Dybala. Sounds good, huh? I think it sounds good. Welcome, Reich. Pleasure. Morata will start 100% if we sign him, says Dildar. Yeah, could very well be, but then it means where do you put Dybala? Would you do a double pivot? Would you do this then? 4-2-3-1. That could also be the case with Allegri coming in as a new coach of Juventus. Let's see. Still waiting for the official announcement. Sky Sports just announced that Simone Inzaghi is a new coach of Merda. Interesting. Interesting indeed. But still no official statement in regards to Allegri. I'm getting nervous here. I'm not actually nervous, but I think it just takes some time with these guys. So yeah, I think this was the way to go as well. If we will not play Danilo, then I will be disappointed, says Morton. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, could be a very good option with Danilo there instead of, for example, Cuadrado. But I think Cuadrado is such a likable player for all these coaches that he will for sure be staying in the lineup. And if not, Danilo will be sliding in right there. Danilo has impressed me a lot this season, guys. Danilo has impressed me a lot. Zidane will not come. I think, to be honest, my friends, Zidane will be taking a sabbatical for 1 year at least. I think he is burned out. The comments in the on Twitter, the comments on social media in general say that he is just burned out completely. He's exhausted, and if he's exhausted, don't come to Juve. We don't need an exhausted manager. We need a top peak, motivated, 100% manager who can do a job, who needs to do a job next season, because we cannot afford any more mistakes. And yes, we have changed managers 2-3 times, well, last 3 seasons, every season. But, well, that was our mistake. And then, of course, we need to correct those mistakes as well. Would it be a mistake to rehiring Allegri? We'll have to wait and see. But will it be a mistake to continue with Pirlo? We never know. But it looks like Allegri will be a more safer choice right now, because Allegri will bring structure, will bring balance, will bring discipline. And this is also important. Discipline to this side, because we need that. We need that. Still waiting for Jordan. Hopefully he will come and join me for a little chat about this current situation. Maybe we'll experience the official unveiling of Max Allegri going to Juve. Thank you so much, my friends, for joining, by the way. Tomorrow, of course, we'll be doing the Juve therapy session at the same time, almost, a bit later, actually, so 8 p.m. Central European time, summertime. So, yeah, join me tomorrow as well for a live stream. And then we're not far away from the Euros, so we'll be doing Euros as well. So, yeah, it's going to be a long summer for Juve therapy, but it's great fun. It's great fun indeed. We're not going. Relax. We're not going anywhere. We're still staying. Who do you think will be the captain next year if Allegri comes? I think it will be Bonucci. I hope it will be your boy didnt, Reich, of course. Indeed. Still waiting for the announcement. I want this. Allegri coming back means he will have transfer privilege, says Amer. Welcome, Amer. It's a very huge possibility that will happen. This is also, I don't know why I have these on. My fan is on. Mamma mia, my fan is on, and I don't even realize. It sounds like I'm in an airplane. Sounds like I'm vacuum cleaning the room, but I'm not. In my opinion, it should be didnt, but it will be our good friend Bonucci, because he was the vice captain last season, and now he will be the captain since Chiellini will be leaving the club. And I don't think we'll see Cuadrado so much, says Morton. He'll be a super sub. We'll see. It's hard to bench. It's gonna be hard to bench, say 17 assists, huh? If Bonucci plays and not Demiral, yeah, Bonucci will play, most certainly. I think Bonucci will play. It would surprise me, unless he gets some ego something. Then we're in trouble. Yeah. We're still waiting for the announcement, of course, and of course Jordan as well. What should be best CB pair for Juve, says Anup. Good question. Let's take it. I think still, if not Bonucci, somebody else needs to be there. Who would that be? If Romagnoli arrives, I still think it would be Bonucci and didnt. I get why people don't like Bonucci. I get it. I don't like him either. But make no mistake about it. He puts himself on the line. He, according to Pirlo, he did great this season. And this is just so so an easy choice to make for a coach like that. It is, of course, possibility of going with Romagnoli should he arrive. It is a possibility of going with, for example, Demiral, even though I don't think Demiral is good enough to start alongside De Ligt just yet. And yeah. And that's it. And yes, Adiza says we need a left-footed central back. And Pratik, I love the name, Pratik. You Pratt. Ick. Welcome to the stream, Pratik. We need LB. Yes, we need a left back, but we do have that in Bernardeschi. We do have that in Alexandro. We do have that in Frabotta. We do have that in Quadrado because he can play a makeshift left back. We do have that in Danilo. Anything can happen. But on a serious note, yes, we do need a left back. We do need an offensive, positive, as I like to say. I love a positive left back. Who would that be? I don't know. It's up to our management to decide. Gosens, I'm not completely sold on. Gosens, I'm not so sure. Martinez from Ajax would be a good shout, says Reich. Okay. I mean, let's see. Let's see what happens. These guys that you are talking about, Gosens, Martinez, they are good enough, you say. But then again, it's up to the management to decide whether they will buy them or not, and the finances also. If they are good enough, are they too expensive enough? This is the real trick right now, because we have no money. We have very little money. Guerrero from Borussia Dortmund, I believe. That's what Gladiator Man. I love this. Bernagot Deski did well at the left back since Bergburst vlogs. Well, until he didn't. I'm staying live until the news are official, Rob. I'm staying live for Jordan's sake because I'm waiting for Jordan. Whoa. I wouldn't say breaking news, but a tweet from a certain journalist, who is not exactly reliable, but Tagliafico, yeah, will be a good choice, actually. It could very well be that Fabio Paratici will be joining Manchester United. I will not name the source, but it's tasty. It is tasty. I see that Max Allegri just joined the stream, and I think Jordan is trolling with me, and I love every second of it. Ronaldo future, yeah. Prashant, yeah, my wife joined. I see that. I'll behave, darling. There we go. Loverboy is in, and he is live. So say hello to Theo Hernandez himself. I like to call him Theo because he looks like Theo Hernandez.
Hello everybody.
Buongiorno Theo.
Ciao.
Come sta?
Stai? Forza Milano.
Oh, shut your mouth. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
I've been in and out. I've been watching and listening whilst cooking my dinner.
Yeah, well, you're done now.
I'm done.
Oh, well done. What did you eat?
Pasta. Typical.
Oh, well, that's Italian. Well done. All right, guys. This is Jordan.
What's been going on?
Yeah, this is Jordan, a good friend of mine, lives in the crappiest town in England, but enjoys his life, I guess. So, yeah. No, it's great fun. Jordan, so what's happened lately is that we have signed, according to some reliable sources, Massimiliano Allegri signed for Juve. Simone Inzaghi officially gone to Merda, which means Lazio are without a coach, which also means that Sinisa Mihajlovic is rumored to take over at Lazio. And that means Cristiano Ronaldo is, well, the future is in jeopardy, let's say. We don't know what's going to happen with Kri. And Dybala is apparently in the center of the whole project. Should Max Allegri be announced officially soon? So I'm waiting for you, and I'm waiting for the official announcement from Juve side to unveil Allegri as our new coach.
Didn't they say that last time he was there? That Dybala would be the spider of the team.
Well, he wasn't he? I don't think he was.
No, they said he'd be like the main person, and then everyone else would feed off of him. I'm sure I read that because I thought that was a really weird phrase to use, but very typical and common, really. So I don't know, like it's hard. It's hard because is it just going to be a case of 2018, 2019 again, where he just doesn't get played whatsoever? Because everything will revolve around Ronaldo if he stays, of course.
No. Well, I think Dybala will stay. I'm not so sure about Cristiano. I think Cristiano and we just talked about this just before you came on. That Cristiano and Allegri don't work well together.
Did he have one season under him?
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
if you're Cristiano, Jordan, what do you do?
Retire. I don't. But where would you go? That's the problem. Who's going to afford his wages, and where is he going to go to be able to even compete? Man United, possibly he could return there. There's talks of him going back to Sporting, but he won't go back to Portugal. Not in years.
No, not yet anyway.
What is he? 33 now or 34?
36.
Wow. Is he actually 36?
Yeah. Have some shame.
Oh, well,
Cristiano,
as you can tell, I gave up bothering about him 3 years ago because I still think he's 33.
Wow.
So
Look at you.
Yeah, I mean...
Cristiano Ronaldo, born 5th of February, 1985. He's 36 years old.
If he stays, because I can see the comments here, if he stays for another year, that's fine. But he should now understand that he can't be, he won't be priority. And like I was tweeting a couple of days ago, Juve need to find what they were known for, and that was being a team. And I think the first couple of years of Ronaldo being there, it was all about him. I mean, it kind of still is all about him, and everything revolves around him. And I think we, as a team, need to get back to that mentality of when we were an actual physical team and everything was all done together rather than just focusing on one player.
But do you think that's what was Allegri's beef, so to speak, with the Cristiano project? Because I don't think Allegri was a fan of that project.
No, potentially, yeah, I reckon it could have been.
Yeah. So if you let's say let's say Allegri arrives and signs for you, which will certainly be happening because we've seen several reliable sources announce that that's going to be the case. How do you think we will look in terms of in comparison to what Pirlo did this season?
That's a very good question.
Thank you. That's why I run this show.
I think the problem is, I would say, is Allegri is very passionate on the side, and I think that shows in certain players. The way you look at Pirlo on a sideline, you'd think he's just there to spectate. Like, I've never seen Pirlo get angry or frustrated or anything like that. It's always just calm, collective. Nothing really to show for it. And I think that's one thing that maybe let the team down this year is you kind of go off of how your manager treats you, and if he's not giving you feedback or criticism and he's just watching you, you losing sort of enthusiasm. Where like Allegri, you could hear him down the sideline and every game, and even like the game when we're like, I think it was 3-1 up or whatever, and Dybala was celebrating. There's only 10-20 seconds left, and he was still demanding them to get back. And
that was against Merda when they scored the 3-2, the comeback.
That's it. He's the sort of person that he brings you back down to reality very quickly, and gets you back into focus rather than sort of you just scored the winning goal. You're buzzing, oh my god, and then you start panicking, and then you concede. Just for instance, like the Porto game when we conceded in the first minute, and then in the second minute of the second half. So yeah. I think he'll be he will be good if it pays off. But I remember reading ages ago, Ronaldo was saying about he only wants to play the big games.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's the case, then that's fine, because that's probably only about 16, 17 games a season.
Unless we get to the Super League, of course.
Yeah, and then it'll just be a case of playing every game then, won't it? But I think, if that was the case and he was happy to play the big games against Benevento and Crotone and things like that, then I don't really care. I think I remember I was listening to you about the sort of the strike force for next season.
Yeah,
I do agree with you. I think we will have the right if Morata stays, because just watching the last game against Bologna, we looked like a team, and and you could see like the old link up between Dybala and Morata from like 3 or 4 years ago, and it was good to watch, and I was actually quite enjoying it. But I just sort of, isn't it?
Yeah, right now it's a very unknown situation. What's going to happen? I think once if Cristiano decides to go, and bear in mind it's almost like he decides his own future. If he wants to stay, he will stay. If he wants to go, he will go. If Juve want him gone, they will struggle to offload him. But if Cristiano goes so himself, I think he will make an effort himself to find a new club. But if he leaves, we need to replace those 30 goals a season. We talked about this earlier with Daniel before you came on. How do you replace those goals, do you think?
I mean, again, this comes down to a team sort of action. Like, I'm happy with Dybala to score 10 and Morata to score 10 and whoever else, like Chiesa to score 5 and Kulusevski to score 4, whatever. I like the fact that we have a team that is capable of scoring rather than just relying on one person.
Yeah,
and I think that's kind of,
and that's also more unpredictable in terms of playing style, because you don't know where the goals will come from. Suddenly you see a goal from Chiesa, and then suddenly you see a goal from Cuadrado. Maybe even freaking Frabotta will get a pop. You never know, but that's the unpredictability of the squad. I remember back in the day when we played domination basically in Serie A, you never knew who was going to be the goal scorer. And the first season for Conte, even freaking Alessandro Matri was our top goal scorer with like 9 or 10 goals or whatever. It's interesting, but it doesn't really matter who scores as long as you score.
And this is the problem. Obviously, my mate is so like Cristiano is the best, blah blah blah, and he's like he's the one who made you get this far. He's the top goal scorer, blah blah blah. But that's because everything has to go through him and to him. Penalties, free kicks, everything like that. That's one step that for him to get goals. Everything, the way we play is. Like, it frustrates me, and I really, really hate it because Ramsey does it a lot, and he only looks for one person, and that's Ronaldo. Anytime he's on the ball,
or he looks at the J Medical entrance,
the J Medical staff is like,
hey,
I'm back again.
Yeah, the usual.
But Yeah, and like just looking at the comments, the chances are we can go and get 4, 5, 6 different people on the score sheet. With the chances of 3 or 4 of them hitting double digits, and I think
with Greg here, just to interrupt you, Greg says here, bring in Vlahovic. How do you rate the guy, Dusan Vlahovic?
I like him, but I don't know a lot of him. I know he's got a funny name.
Okay. Well, he has scored quite a bit for Viola.
Wasn't he the top goal scorer this year as well?
Yeah. For Viola, yeah. He's an interesting guy. He's a physical presence up front.
Why do I have a feeling he's a cam?
No, he's a striker.
He's an out and out striker.
He's an out and out striker. Yeah, he's a beast, but he's not Holland beast, but he's a presence in the box, and he was the one who scored against us when we capitulated 3-0 at J Stadium. It was the first goal that we scored, and he buried Bonucci in a sprinting tournament. You don't remember? Yeah, it was just crazy. But you're being called a bum because you need to stop bashing on Ronaldo. What do you have to say for yourself, Jan?
Sorry, I'm just trying to look for something to care about. To be fair,
well, you can care about the fact that with Allegri coming in, we have a structure. I think we will have a structure inside. I think we will have understanding between the players, right? And I think what we miss, with or without Cristiano, with or without Pirlo, with or without Allegri, we still have no midfield.
No,
this is actually quite horrendous that we have 2 fully functional midfielders, and if you play them together, it's just not good enough. We need more. It's Rabiot and Bentancur basically. Arthur is Mr. Glass, and the same thing can be said about Aaron Ramsey.
Well, and as much as it kills me to say this, we miss Matuidi. And I don't mean, and I mean this purely for the fact on engine. Like, he will give no matter what, 100%, no matter what. He might not be the best football ability-wise, but full well he will give 100%. He'll be back and forth, up and down all the time. Yep. And that's something we don't seem to have this year. But, Rabiot changed my mind a little bit. He's such a beast going forward. I don't know how he's basically walking but sprinting. Like, he takes such huge strides, and he's like halfway down the pitch already.
He's from France. He has these French model legs. That's what it is.
That's it. But he's changed my sort of mind a little bit. You're right. And I think that one thing we need is the grinta in the middle, which I'd probably say the last person that really was that sort of person would be Vidal, maybe.
Well, yeah. I mean, Barella would be such a perfect addition.
Yeah.
But I doubt it. I really, really doubt it that he will arrive. Now with, I don't know. Again, with Simone Inzaghi as new Inter coach, do you think, Lazio midfield will be now wondering what's going on? What do I do? Should I leave? Should I just join Merda as well? Should I look for other players and for other teams to play with? Maybe we'll see. Luis Alberto, for example, I rate highly.
I do. I think he's in the wrong club, if that makes sense. But I think he's a lot better. If he was with the right team, it'd be incredible.
All right, there we go. Romeo Agresti tweets, Allegri has signed his contract with Juve.
Water is wet.
Smoke this. I was waiting for this. 4-year contract.
4?
4-year.
He's going to have literally no hair by the time it comes to 4 years.
Well, he has no hair already.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He looks so weird, but...
Yeah, it is what it is. Allegri is our new coach. But how do you rate Pirlo's season? Do you think he would deserve another one?
If he had another season under the under-23s or a lower club, then I'd say keep him. But and I hate to say it, I don't want him at the club when he has zero experience. Yes, we've given him a chance to do it, but has there really been any improvement? I remember someone that would bust down at statistics that ever since we started playing 3 games a week or whatever, we were performing better.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's anything to do with Pirlo. I think that's purely for the fact that it's game time rather than training on sort of different attributes and stuff like that. So I can't really say that's his fault. And that's why we played well, because I think it's more to the fact that it's consistency in regards to games rather than consistency in the training ground and putting it onto the pitch.
Yeah. I think the fact that we won those games was also not necessarily the last couple of games, wasn't necessarily because of Pirlo. It was more of a character thing, and they did it for themselves. They did it for the team. They did it for because of their pure heart, not necessarily because of tactics, but because they believed, I guess. And that's it. So this is not exactly Pirlo's tactics or whatever. We shouldn't praise Pirlo for this, not entirely at least, but still, he got us the Coppa Italia, SuperCoppa, and the UEFA Champions League qualification. For now, never know what's going to happen. But Brad, let's see what Brad says in the chat. Delusion of people who bash Ronaldo. Oh, I'm going to love this. Thinks we're playing the same team from 2015, 2017. Well, we aren't. Thinks Pirlo, Pogba, Vidal, Marquinhos, Prime, Dybala still play for Juve. Yeah, I don't understand this, actually. Thinks the team is built around him, while Ronaldo's style play is fast and attacking, not defensive. Well, I say this, though. In the last half a season, Cristiano has been inconsistent. Is that fair to say, Jordan?
No, that's a compliment. And I'm not here to bash Ronaldo. I'm just saying,
ruthless.
Someone said a minute ago about Morata being inconsistent as well because he does lose form. But that seems to be what's happened to Ronaldo. And yes, he was very good at the beginning of the season, and I hate to say it, he goes missing in big games, especially the games that we need to be performing at. He's not there.
The Udinese game is a perfect example. He was missing for 84 minutes, and the only reason why he scored those 2 goals was because of the free kick that he didn't create. Somebody created it for him. Of course, it's a set piece. It was a good free kick. I'll give him that. And of course, there was handball, and then the PK he converted, and the great ball from Rabiot. No ball from Rabiot, no Cristiano goal. Apart from those 2 moments,
that's it.
He was absolutely invisible. And however, I still think it fully deserved that he gets the MVP this season. I still think so, because he scored the most goals. Without his goals, who's else gonna score? The inconsistent Morata, who is very, let's say, inconsistent and thinks about his feelings more rather than his football. And Dybala, who's been MIA. There is nobody else to score the goals. Of course, Cristiano will score the goals, and without his goals, we will not be playing Champions League next season. That's a fact. So yeah,
I get a fact. And I get that. And I just want to point out, because I'm reading the comments here and I'm giggling to myself. I don't really hate Cristiano Ronaldo. Just want to point that out there. I don't hate him at all. There's certain things that he does which I don't personally like as a player myself, and that's being lazy from not getting back on side. That's one thing. Everything he does wrong is someone else's fault. It's never his fault. All the misplaced passes is never his fault. It's always someone who's passed it to for not being not getting there at time or not being in the right position. So I just want to point out, I don't hate Ronaldo, because I do like Ronaldo. But
I can confirm Jordan loves Cristiano. The only thing is that we think about, when we are fans of Juve,
we tend to think about Juve first and then the player. If this was reversed, let's say if this was Dybala, you would say the same thing, right, Jordan? You say exactly the same thing about Dybala.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Anyone who, like, at the end of the day, you're being paid to play football. You're literally an hour and a half of football. You're getting paid. Put your all in. Whether you come off dead after it, that's fine. At least you've given it all for the team, and that's one thing that in this modern day football you don't get. You don't get anyone that will really put their heart and soul into a game, and it's just one of those.
Yeah, it's and of course it is tough. It is tough to discuss Cristiano always, because there will be comments like, like this one from Anup. What do you expect from a 36-year-old? Okay, so there is not so much expectations then. But then he does score banging goals and he wins the games for us. Yeah, fine. But
to be fair, yeah, I was just reading RB comments. He has got a point. Yeah, Chiesa is one of the hardest workers in the team. But what I'm trying to say is, if he isn't on the pitch, who is going to do the job?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Adisha says that, come on, we survive before Cristiano and we'll survive if he leaves. Of course we will. Of course we will. And we spoke about this already before, that those goals can easily be replaced by a team who will score goals rather than one player scoring goals.
Yeah.
But Max Allegri 2025, yes. So 4 years, 4 seasons. 4-year contract. Yeah, it's lovely. It's lovely. And what's next then? Let's see. Chiesa, for example, Jordan. Where do you see him for Allegri?
Very, very, very up there. I can see him being up there with sort of the main guys. He's young. He's obviously still got stuff to learn, but if you look at his first game to how he plays now, he's improved massively. And I think, being a homegrown sort of Italian guy as well, I think he can Max will get a lot out of him, and you'll see a big difference.
But here's a problem, though. Again, going back to Cristiano, but let's say Cristiano leaves. Ciao. Thanks for memories. He leaves.
Adios.
Who is going to play on the left wing? Because let's face it, when we have Chiesa in the side, we have to play him as a winger.
Yeah,
you can play him in the middle because he is a natural winger. Let's say he plays him on the right. Then we go out. Well, then we need a left wing. No, who would that be?
Whoever we can get, really.
Thank you for your expert insights.
But then again, you don't have to play in that 4-3-3 formation. You have the options of playing in a 3-5-2. You've got the options of playing a 4-3-2-1, or you've got a 4-3-1. 4-3. Yeah, you've got the team to do it if you have the right people. And I mean, it all depends, obviously, who he brings in. If he brings in another midfielder, that would potentially probably be a case of playing into a 3-5-2 and creating an overload in the middle.
I really don't like the 3-5-2.
I think in this day and age, 3-5-2 doesn't really work unless you've got wingers who are back and forth. And I think that's one thing that kind of gave into the advantage this year was Hakimi was probably their best player alongside Lukaku, of course. But he was up and down, and I think I don't think he'll even be there next year because they can't even afford to pay for him.
There we go. Yeah. Well, I'll come to Juve. We can exchange it with Quadrado. I don't know. but yeah, we have no legs on the left side as well. I mean, no. Alexandro, if he will be starting on the left side, wing or winger or whatever, he will be starting in round 1 and he'll be finishing in round 38. He'll be still running and tracking back.
Yeah.
For that 90 minutes, it's just crazy because he's just so slow, and wouldn't particularly work with 3-5-2. But this is why I think more of a 4-3-3.
As long as it's not hybrid.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
No, we'll see Danilo as a striker. Don't you worry.
I'm surprised Pirlo didn't. Do you know Pirlo played 34 games, I think, and 34 different positions.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. There's no sort of consistency. It's just mad.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're moving on from that. We've got a new manager.
Yes, we do. Well, I don't know. Do you think we're gonna win Scudetto next season? This is the real question.
There's so much.
Is it too early to say?
The thing is, we're now in that same scenario as we was when we hired Pirlo.
Mm.
We were all like, "Oh yeah, Pirlo, legend, woohoo! Yeah, we've got him." Blah blah blah. And I think it's hard to say until the first couple of games.
Mm.
And the only disadvantage on Pirlo is the fact that Allegri now has a chance to do friendlies and pre-season, where Pirlo, of course, didn't.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think that's the only difference. That if it comes to it at the end of the season and we've won the triple, it's not to say that Pirlo wasn't a good manager. It's maybe the fact that he didn't have enough time to gel with his team. Potentially.
Yeah, it could be. And I think the preseason factor is a massive.
Yeah.
One game they had, and then just before the start of the season, and then they played like 2-3 good games, and then they started to struggle. And again, Allegri has more experience than Pirlo as a coach, so he knows how to manage players. And this is what it is. The deal breaker, I think, the experience here, and the man management, and how to build a side. Question is, though, of course, when Allegri arrives, now Allegri is arriving, who will be his signings? There are talks of Donnarumma, for example, because they just signed a new goalkeeper.
Well, this is it. Does that mean we have to have his brother now as well?
Well, we have a capital gain now if we are selling Wojciech Szczesny. I see Kedira is coming out of retirement. Yeah, we are funny. Just because Allegri is there.
Alongside Mandzukic. Lichtsteiner is coming back. Pozagli's coming out of retirement.
Do you know what Lichtsteiner is doing these days?
Modelling.
No. Oh, no, not far off, actually. No.
Really?
No. You know what he's doing? He is working with watches, clocks.
Is he?
Yeah, it's true. Lichtsteiner is, of course, he's from Switzerland, so naturally. But he owns like only he owns, or if he actually works, but he works with clocks, watches. Yeah, funny.
Random.
Yeah, very random.
This is something we touched up on last time about having a sort of future outside of football after retirement.
Yeah,
and it's good to see that he's got himself stuck into something different.
Absolutely, yeah. Watch fixer, yeah, could be. I think a German manager would do much better with Juve as Anup. Imagine a German speaking Italian.
9. That's it.
9.
But then, like, if that's the case, name me 2 successful managers, German managers. Okay, that's a bit too easy. Name me 3.
Well, you have the Flick. He won everything. And then you have this Jupp. No, isn't it? I don't think he's German, isn't he? Jupp Heynckes.
Is he the one that sniffs his balls?
I don't know.
The German national manager.
No. Jupp Heynckes, the Bayern Munich coach, also won the Champions League with them that season. He murdered us. And Klopp. Klopp. Yeah, Klopp.
But that's the thing. Could you say he's successful just because he won the league and the Champions League?
Well, first of all, I don't rate Klopp highly, to be quite honest. Klopp, I say Klopp because there is a suggestion in the chat from G Rai. I love it. Your names, I can't even pronounce them. Lovely. I think Klopp has been given time to develop whatever needs developing. Dortmund gave him time. Liverpool gave him time. Of course, they're going to succeed eventually if you give him time and give him comfort. But we don't have that luxury at Juve. We need to win now. So that's the main issue. Dortmund coach is doing well too. Yes. Therai. All right. Yeah. I really need to work on my Indian names.
His name's Diraj.
Diraj.
I've gone for a guess there.
Diraj. Funny, huh? I love how this turned out to be a name. Name stream. Yeah. All right, so let's see. So Goal.com is now confirming as well. Allegri is our new coach. Are you excited, Jordan? You don't seem excited.
Yay! To be fair, like,
what's your problem? Is something you want to talk about?
I can see it being a Cardiff 2017 again with Bonucci and Max, because that's what happened apparently.
Wow, you mean the row?
Yeah.
Why?
I reckon there's because obviously, like, I don't know, I reckon I can't see Bonucci being part of this squad next year.
Really?
Yeah. If obviously Chiellini's going to retire, that's obvious. He's not going to sign. And I don't. Who was it who put something up? I think it might have been Nicolo JFC. I think it is. He put his lineup for next year, and obviously he put in didnt and Demiral. But there's a lot of people who are very against Demiral. Well, there you go.
I don't like him. I think he's hot-headed. Too hot-headed for me. Too inconsistent. But and injury-prone as well.
Do you reckon he what?
Injury-prone.
Oh yeah, but do you reckon this is down to game sort of not game management, sort of game playing, time playing, match playing,
playing time,
play time? Do you reckon? Or do you reckon he's just a clumsy guy?
Well, it's early to say because he's been injured for so long, and once he got back, and then injured again, and then he got pissed off because he didn't play consistently while being injured, which was quite funny. So I don't know. It's too early to say whether he is just the way he is or just because of the way we played. But Demiral, I don't know. People were screaming for him, wanting to tattoo his name on their arms, whatever, just because he was playing like prime Paulo Montero. 1 or 2, 3 games, and then he just go back to nothing.
Yeah, but the problem is when you have someone like didnt next to you, you can't even compare. Like I absolutely love didnt, and I think for his age, his maturity on and off the field is incredible, and his girlfriend's really fit too. No, yeah. And I think he's very head screwed on, and he's there to work, and
he's 21 for heaven's sake.
Yeah, and I think exactly.
He's in his diapers still, rather huge diapers, but it's still
the ones that you can't get over his legs because his quads are like the size of trucks.
Yeah, the quads, thighs. I mean, the whole man is a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also a thing that to consider, right? We have a beast in defense, but we have only. I mean, if he goes, let's see. Imagine if we don't end up in the Champions League next season. Do you think they'll consider leaving?
No.
I hope he stays, but if he decides to leave, we'll be a sinking ship because nobody can defend in that side.
No,
apart from De Ligt.
And I'm not going back to 2015, 2016, but we had 2 very strong centre-backs, which was Giorgio and Leonardo. And I think, if one was missing, you still had the other one. So you still felt the security there. Where I think now, if De Ligt isn't playing, I think everyone starts panicking because they think, well, we've got no sort of structure at the back, and it's just going to be a case of just do what we can. But if we were to get someone else, for instance, I don't know, Koulibaly, maybe. I'm just trying to think of like sort of strength wise.
Yeah. Phil Jones, no?
Definitely not.
Fancy.
But
No,
that's the
there were
thing.
talks of Romagnoli though, but he's not a beast exactly, is he though?
He's quite old as well.
Romagnoli.
Yeah. I'm gonna say late 20s, early 30s.
No, I'd say 28. Alessio Romagnoli. Let's have a look. I'm a nerd. Ooh, no, 26.
26.
Yeah, he's a kid.
He's
Still,
not
his
gonna-
diapers as well.
Wow.
So there is hope. So we'll see. I think we'll see him in Euros as well, no? Or is he injured?
I don't know.
No, I think he's in Euros. We'll see.
That's who I'm on about. Who was
He was born in 1995.
95?
January
He's
12th.
mad, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you guys who are watching this now have any questions for us while we round up this Allegri returns to Juventus / Simone Inzaghi to Merda stream? Been going on for 3 hours now. Jordan just joined for what, half hour ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we covered the most thing. The only thing that worries me a little bit is, but by the way, do you fancy the new kits? You like it?
I actually do.
Yeah.
I think what was good to watch was the fact that the black and white was very visible.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of where we were trying to go with, in the sense of bringing back the black and white.
Let me see if I can find the official.
I think the worst thing we did was when we did the black, white, and the pink stripe,
Yeah.
because that was meant to be a marketing thing about standing when everyone stands together.
Yeah.
See the black and white, but yeah, no, I didn't.
You didn't like it?
No, it didn't make sense.
Well, the away kit, no, the third kit doesn't make sense either.
No, what, the yellow and blue one?
Yeah. That's just. Look at this one. I just put up the Cristiano for you, just for piss you off.
I honestly, I don't know what anyone said. That is not his body. That
You think
can't-
so?
I don't know if it's the way the photo has been taken, but that it looks too Ken from Barbie.
Yeah, I don't see. Yeah.
It looks very photoshopped in a sense. I tell you what, I'm going to stick up for the CR7 fans. I don't agree with what that page put up about Ronaldo.
What up?
When they were like, I can't remember what it was now. They're basically saying, look, Juventus have got the women's showing off the new kit and the picture of Ronaldo. I don't agree with that. I thought it was funny,
Yeah,
but I don't agree with it.
And then the comments. You know what the comments are saying under that one? That was Pessi, Penaldo, all that stuff. It's insane.
And that's another thing I don't want. Like, I'm bored of going on to to the replies on like a Juventus tweet, and it's just constantly, Penaldo's finished, Pessi is go, it does my head in. I stopped following on Twitter back in the, I think about 3 or 4 years ago, because it was just constantly abuse about Ronaldo and Messi. So I don't even follow the Juventus page on Facebook anymore, just purely for that reason.
No, that's really painful. And I mean, I totally agree with you. Edgar loves you, by the way. I highlight this one. I like this Jordan chap.
Oh, that's good. I'm sober. Makes a change. No, I'm joking. I don't drink. I'm a good boy.
Yeah, you are. No, I mean the Cristiano. It's like no disrespect to Cristiano, but the Juventus fan base will be less influenced by
Childish. That's a good word to use.
by those childish comments and those childish discussions about who is the better one. I say respect them both, except that there are two
You're
goals.
never going to get anything like this ever
No.
again.
Even Mbappe and Holland are not in the same league, in my opinion.
No.
Holland cannot market sand in Sahara. He can't sell sand in Sahara. He's just unmarketable. Holland is such a useless marketing prospect. It's insane. He doesn't know what to say in front of camera at all. That's why I don't like the guy, by the way.
He doesn't what?
If you put Erling Haaland in front of a camara,
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing.
he doesn't know what to say.
No.
So he's not exactly a marketable player.
No, but did you hear that interview when that commentator asked him if he's going to go home lonely tonight?
Yeah.
What's up with people? These football people are weird, man. Like, do you remember the guy? Who was the girl that won the first Ballon d'Or?
Yeah, Ada Hegerberg.
And then he asked her to twerk.
Yeah. Martin Solveig.
People, man.
And she had balls. Well,
she was like,
no, thank you.
No. Yeah, no, all right, mate. Creepy bastard. I mean, if you're gonna do it after when no one's there. Not ask in front of millions of people.
He got a love stick for that as well. I think his career took a deep hit there.
Yeah. I've got a question for you, Mr. Roman.
Sure. Yes.
Right, you're playing FIFA 21, yeah?
No.
But in real life.
Let's say if I do.
In real life, you're gonna have all the money in the world.
Yeah.
But you have to have 3 Italians in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
What would your team be? We'll start with a goalie.
Donnarumma, that's an easy one.
But I'm on about everything now, like in the whole world, not just obviously.
But I'd have to have 3 Italians.
Yeah.
So you want me to have a best starting 11 in the world, but 3 Italians must be included in that team.
Yeah, because obviously being for Juventus, you have to follow the rules. I ain't got pen and paper, but yeah, go on then. So you go for Donnarumma to start with.
Yeah. Can I say only 3 Italians because I don't have a clue about the rest?
What do you mean?
No, I can try. I can give you Mbappe. I can give you.
Hang on, wait. I've got a wet wipe. Hang on.
Oh, there we go.
Wait a minute.
I'm being put on camera there. I don't know what to say. Guys, help me out. Help me out, guys. Help me out. Give me the best 11 with 3 Italians included.
I'm back. Okay.
The chat will not help me at all, Jordan.
I know, but this is why I'm doing it. So yeah, okay, you got, and then you're gonna go with what formation you playing? That's the main question.
I'm gonna go 4-3-3, of course.
Okay. Who would you have at the back?
At the back.
Yeah.
Oh, well, my thighs delectful.
Yeah.
And I will put Alexandra. No, I'm joking. I'm kidding. Relax. Who would I put as a left back? I don't know. I probably put Joshua Kimmich as a right back.
Okay. I'm sure he's been playing as a midfielder this year.
He's playing everywhere. He's playing everywhere. I put probably Alfonso Davies as a left.
Okay.
LB. I'll probably put.
Someone put Kolarov. What geezer?
Sorry.
Someone put Kolarov as a
Kolarov.
left back.
Yeah, there we go. Ruben Diaz. Yeah, that could be.
That's a good shout. Yeah.
Ruben Diaz. That could be an option.
How are you playing this mid three? Playing it sort of flat or CDM cam? How are you doing it?
Why are you doing this? You're making it so difficult. I'll be
coming straight in with the facts. No one is starting in front of Pinsolia. That's it. And end the question.
No, there we go. Yeah. I did go with a deep playmaker because I love those type of players. But I'd probably slot in Verratti.
Yeah, that's 2 Italians. Bene, bene. Oh, I've put Venati. I'm such an idiot. Hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd go for De Bruyne, and I'd go for the last midfielder. Who do I go for? Last midfielder. It's got to be an engine. It's got to be an engine.
The chat has made a good point here. It's quite tough between Verratti and Conte.
It is. So maybe I should do both. I should just put both in then. Conte, Verratti, and De Bruyne.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah, let's go. I don't have any.
But then wouldn't Conte and Verratti be very similar in terms of...
Verratti is a creator, no? Rather, Conte is a destroyer.
Okay, well, you've ruined my piece of paper, but okay.
I'm sorry.
And then what would be your front 3?
Well, Mbappe won't be on one of the flanks. Let's say left. I'd put.
Can we put Mbappe on the right? Because I've just written that already. So you're gonna have to put someone on the left now.
That's fine. That's fine. I'd also put. I'd love to put Lewandowski in there. I'd love to put Lewandowski there, but it's just Holland probably. Yeah, let's go for Holland. And I know that's gonna be controversial, but I go with Bernardo Silva because I think he's absolute quality. So Bernardo. no Messi, no Pessi, no Penaldo.
Okay, so yeah, that's not a bad team. You failed though because there's only 2 Italians.
I know. That's why I have Chiesa on the bench.
No, there was no bench.
Okay.
90 minutes.
Okay.
No injuries whatsoever.
Okay, can I? Okay, then I need to replace one. Man, this is tough. You know what? Since Lewandowski is playing up front,
he's not.
I go.
Holland.
Who's playing up front? Holland. Oh, sorry. Okay, Holland. Yeah, let's put. Yeah, there we go. I've been on this for 3.5 hours, Jordan. I'm sorry.
So we go Chiesa.
We go Chiesa, Mbappe, Holland up front.
That's not a bad team. Obviously, looking at the reviews, there is a lot of people you've missed.
I know.
Right,
Gundogan.
he's not been too bad this season. I think he's really pulled his weight.
No Dybala, by the way. So I'm not a Dybala fanboy, and no Cristiano. I'm sorry, and no Pogba because I don't despise it, but I just dislike him.
And the thing is,
Bruno Fernandes. No, why?
Yeah.
Keeper Donnarumma. Yeah, goalkeeper is Donnarumma. So Donnarumma.
So we've got Donnarumma, Kimmich,
Verratti, Chiesa. Yeah. Insigne. Mamma mia.
Who put get him? Kick him out, man. Get him out. As Phil as
he'll be crying up to 20 minutes. Wow. But who do I have as my coach? That is also a good question.
Well, technically, you are the coach, but who would you have as your coach?
Pep. I throw Pep in there.
Yeah. Can we just quickly? Can we talk about Brad's comment he just put there?
Which one?
About McKennie, Ramsey, and Morata.
How many passes have been given to McKennie, Ramsey, Morata, even Kulusevski? Yeah.
Because I was thinking,
what's it all about?
So McKennie was like super hot when he arrived, and he was, making a name for himself, and then he sort of went off the pace a little bit and went sort of missing after the Barcelona game.
As soon as he signed his contract.
Yeah, and I think
it's happened before.
Yeah, and again, Ramsey. I mean, I don't think Ramsey ever got started.
But he's not trustworthy.
No, But would you keep McKennie next season?
If a good offer arrives, I'd sell him in a heartbeat.
Okay.
I just don't. Well, that being said, only if we get a replacement, an improvement. I mean, Weston is okay, average. But right now, well, let's face it. I mean, we played freaking Sturaro with Allegri. We played Khedira Matuidi with Allegri. So maybe Allegri can do magic with McKennie as well. But I just don't feel that West McKennie is exactly the next coming of Gattuso or whatever.
Is this now a marketing thing because we brought in an American?
Well, that's the thing. We talked about this also before you arrived. They bought also Sergio Dest, whatever his name is, for Barcelona.
Yeah,
just because he was American.
But this is the problem with football now. It has become a very proper marketing tool because there was talks about us signing Son from.
Well, I'd be all over that, to be honest.
Yeah, because he is technically a very, very good player as well.
Yeah.
But again, they were thinking more about the whole, let's sort of get the Asian following, basically.
Yeah.
Because we if Ronaldo never signed, there was no way we would have had a Juventus Portugal Twitter page.
I think we have a lot of guys from India, right, who start following Juve just because of Cristiano, and they started showing Serie A. They start streaming or broadcasting Serie A in India just because of Cristiano, and since Cristiano arrived. So it's quite interesting. But yeah.
Who was it? What was I reading the other day? I was speaking to Cheryl. She mentioned about Disney Plus. Is it Star? They were showing. I can't remember what they were talking about. They were showing something. I think it might have been something to do with Amazon. But their games will be broadcast in India.
Oh,
for them to watch. I can't remember what it was, but it still doesn't work with the time-wise either.
I don't know. It's. I have huge respect for this Indian fan base because the games are just like in the middle of the night for these guys. Yeah, and they're still watching it. It's crazy. It is crazy. I don't know how they do it, but mad respect for these guys.
What time is it where you are? You're an hour ahead of me, aren't you?
I am an hour ahead of you. Yes.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
No, I'm the same as Italy.
Oh, okay. Look at that. And he's watching football at 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah. One. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Wherever he goes, any league, if this particular league becomes relevant, that's sick. Yeah, I just don't get why. I mean, now I get why, but this is also a thing, Jordan. This is actually very interesting. We talked about this just a little bit last time, but market value of Cristiano Ronaldo will sooner or later drop in terms of profit of the pitch profit. So the sponsorships, the interest for Cristiano, the money coming in to watch him play. Sooner or later, there must be an end to this, right? And who will replace that? Phenomenon.
I think personally, it will come down to
Thank you for the super chat, Basil.
Mbappe, because he will be the main sponsor of Nike.
Yeah.
And then he'll be the center of detention because there isn't anyone else that could be, because you need to. I mean, you look at everyone that wears Nike. There isn't anyone that really stands out in terms of sort of the promo side, apart from Mbappe. Pogba's obviously Adidas, and Messi's obviously Adidas. So you've got that sorted. But Nike-wise, like obviously Lewandowski as well, but he's again aging now. And I think Mbappe will be the legend for the young kids that, like for instance, for Oscar.
Yeah,
he'll probably be like, I want to be like Mbappe.
No, there's Dybala all the way, but yeah, but tomorrow he might fall in love with Kulusevski, for example.
Could you?
No, but it's actually true. He was Kulusevski jersey for next season.
I think that's just because he knows you've got to pay per letter for the back, so he just wants to rinse your money.
Yeah. And I told him to sleep outside. Moron. This is actually a very good one for Bazijon. I started following you because of Cristiano. There is a lot of fans like this, and that's fine. That's fine.
I don't mind them, but it's when they start talking bad about the club because of Ronaldo. If that
Because
makes
Cristiano
sense.
is bigger than the club. Yeah.
Yeah,
I get it.
I don't mind. I don't mind humble players, humble people that support Juve because of it.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. You can do that. It's entirely up to you. But you can't then start slandering the team because Juve dropped him for a game. I think that's when it becomes a bit childish.
Yeah, Ryan says he started because of Del Piero. There we go. By the way, have you watched the Baggio Netflix series?
No, I
The
want to.
documentary. You don't have Netflix?
I do have it, yeah. I just haven't watched it.
No. Oh. No, me neither. I plan to watch it later. Yeah, there we go. Made a lot of viewer friends. Well, supporters. There we go. That's the way, Azijan. Thank you for another super chat. But that's the way it is. I mean, you get to know people, and the fact is that as long as you understand that the club is always bigger than the player, the manager, whatever.
I am. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you, but I cannot see you.
I pressed something on my camera. Hang on.
Mm.
But I'm still listening.
Yeah, you are. Poof, and now he's gone. Well, that concludes. Funny. Jordan just gone missing. Not yet, you guys. You don't have Netflix. All right, yeah, but I do. I'll be watching the Netflix series of or the Netflix documentary of Baggio, and of course give you the review of that one. Listen, my friends, I think we are done for the day. Not because Jordan just left, but because it's been 3.5 hours of streaming. But Jordan is back, so we'll just finish up this one. I'm just about to say goodbye to all of these guys, Jordan. So since I just looked at the clock and it's freaking
I was going
late.
to say, and you've been on it for 3.5 hours now.
I've been here 3.5 hours, yeah. Insane. All or Nothing, yeah. I'm gonna watch that for sure. All or Nothing is gonna be epic.
I think this is another case where we might get some sort of money and revenue from the Amazon because this year has been packed with just so much stuff.
Yeah, indeed.
And but yeah, I reckon it'll be good.
All right, guys. Guys, thank you so much for watching this 3.5 master session. Allegri has been officially confirmed as the Juve coach for next season. It's gonna go down. Heads will roll. Cristiano will be leaving. Maybe not. Dybala will be renewing. Maybe not. Probably the talks of it that Allegri's priority is Dybala's renewal, which is interesting to say the least. And we'll see what happens with the rest of the side. Allegri is official and. Fino alla fine, as usual. And thank you for joining to Daniel, who is now at work, and Jordan, who just joined me for a short time now. For sure, we'll be back next time. Have a good one. Fino alla fine, hate, love, don't hate. Whatever that means. And of course, stop chatting lies. It is official. And Fino alla fine, of course. See you next time at tomorrow. Juve therapy session tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central European time, summer European time. Yeah. Fino alla fine. Ciao.